I had the Chiefs to win by 1 to 6 points. I had Purdy and Mahomes to run plus 10 yards. I was like, of course.
Yeah, but you know what?
That was the one that I got.
But that was one of my big bets was Purdy over 12 yards. What do you run? 9.5 or something like that? Or 10?
You had him over 12?
Yeah.
I got it at 10.
I had him over 10.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, the first one he ran was 9 yards. I'm like, oh, this should be cake. Didn't do it.
Well, because I even text that to you. I go, hey, they have Purdy and Mahomes plus 10. I go, that's a lock.
Yeah.
But he normally gets a lot more yards because I think Mahomes wound up with an 80 or something.
He ran 9 in the first time he ran. I was like, first quarter, 9 yards. Cake, 3 more yards. I'm good.
Yeah.
I won that bet, and I won that the first touchdown would be Christian McCaffrey. And I lost everything else out of probably 20 bets.
Yeah, because there was a lot of things that could have made you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Obviously, the throwing the touchdown, not being one of the quarterbacks, that was a big one. Also, going into overtime was a huge one.
I know, the first one being a turnover.
I looked at that bet when I was looking at all the crazy props, and one was a non-QB to throw a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And the payout was huge. I'm like, oh, this is great. I was showing my son that, and I had that one pulled up, and I didn't bet on it.
It was like plus 2,000.
Dude, I could have put like $2 on it.
Yeah. Purdy wound up with 12 yards.
He did?
Yeah, he wound up with 12 yards
It was
rushing.
12 and a half was my thing, so of course.
Mahomes wound up having it 66.
Isn't that just amazing how they're like,
oh, they know it,
just
man.
enough.
The
just
over-under
enough.
landed almost exactly. It was 47, and that's...
I think we time travel, and they just look, you got to
For
let
the
them win.
total.
Yeah,
So I bet the over on almost all that stuff. I bet the over for individually for their points, for the total points, all that stuff, and I lost all of that.
They nailed it within a point of the over-under.
Yeah.
It's rigged.
Yeah.
It's 100% rigged.
Oh,
There's
well.
no way it's not.
Well,
the best outcome of the game was the Biden post. Did you see that?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is of course it's rigged because they put out the dark Brandon where he has laser eyes and it says just like we drew it up.
How the hell do they know the score exactly with all this crazy stuff that happened in that
Well,
game?
I've told you it's been multiple times where I had the two different running backs to receive this amount and rush this amount, whatever it is, like 99.5, and they get 99 yards, and I go, you gotta be kidding me!
And all the prop bets were all offensive bets. They were all big time, tons of offense. None of that happened.
It's crazy. It was crazy.
I gotta tell you, a lot of the stars did not.
You did not want me to talk to you.
Sorry.
Over to finish 3 of my sentences.
Sorry.
Already. Go ahead. I don't even know what to say.
I gotta be honest with you. I stayed up so late that I'm very like whenever I came in, I felt like I was talking too much. Whenever I was talking to you, because Mike just woke up and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. All right, back it up. Here we go.
I don't even know where we were. I was I don't know. Overall, I thought it was a good game. I mean,
Really?
it was boring, but it was a nail biter because it was a clock game. You were like, who's going to get it? Who's going to?
Yeah.
The halftime show sucked. The commercial sucked.
Let me ask you a question. Did you think the
sucked.
halftime show sucked, or did you think it sucked because they couldn't sing? That I mean, we always give people crap for lip syncing, but none of the Alicia Keys' first note was like, "Woo," and she can sing.
Yeah, no, but it was just boring. The whole thing was boring. There was no
the roller skating.
The rollers. Okay, cool. You got one guy doing a backflip on roller skates, and it wasn't Usher. And then on top of that,
Usher's roller skated though, and then they had that floor that looked like they were going to sink into the floor.
Yeah, and then on top of that, he wore a shirt with abs on it because he doesn't have abs anymore. Get over it. Ew.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, his blue and black outfit.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, Carmen. I thought it was boring too. I just thought if I said that, I'd be an old guy. So I was like, I'm just going to say I liked it.
It's funny.
I thought the whole thing was boring.
It's funny. I watched it, and I'm not a fan of that music. So I was like, but I can see it. Okay, if this is entertaining, I thought it was just very, You know what I mean? There wasn't anything.
That's what we said when they picked him. We were like, it's not that Usher's bad. It's just he's not that good enough to hold a.
And it was also a lot of and I guess it's pretty much anything, but it seemed a lot like, you guys remember this?
Yeah.
And then here's this other friend that's
you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
It should have been way bigger, I feel like.
Let me tell you, the fact that everybody thought Jermaine Dupri was CeeLo Green is not good for Jermaine Dupri.
That's so funny. As I said, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I mean, obviously, I had the mask on and stuff, but but I for a second I thought CeeLo as well, and then I'm like, it's not CeeLo. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was Jermaine Dupri. It was Ludacris. It had a lot of good features, and we thought. Anybody that was on that song, but I think everybody was waiting for Bieber and no Bieber, and I think that was why most people were disappointed. So I don't care. I mean, I don't really care about the halftime show. They run it. It's 10 minutes or whatever it is, and then we're back to football. So
it seemed long too.
Yeah.
It seemed very long.
It seemed a little long,
and it seemed like Usher really wanted to grab Alicia Keys' ass.
Yeah.
I mean, which I'm not mad at him. Listen, I was sitting on my sofa and I was like, how long does it take to get to Vegas? Maybe I can grab her ass.
You see when she was sitting at that? First of all, it was a cool looking piano.
Yeah.
And that thing that was blowing behind her, I thought it was attached to her. I thought, oh my God, she's gonna get blown right off the stage. And then, did you know they didn't show the sphere at all?
Yeah, they did.
In the very, very beginning, before the
It had the flag on it.
Yeah.
yeah, and they showed the sphere for that and the helmets, and then they didn't show it They didn't show it at the halftime show. Like I thought for sure they would throw it over there for something.
At one point, they had the score up on it. I remember.
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah, they cut to it for a second.
I thought they'd be utilizing it a lot more.
Yeah.
and they didn't.
They probably have to pay for it or something. Whatever they say,
Yeah.
that's so expensive to run every
I know.
day.
Well, I guess Bud Light spent all its money on the sphere and only had a couple of commercials in the thing, and then obviously we'll talk about the commercials a little bit later on, but let's just get it. We'll discuss them later, but I thought the commercials were pretty good. I had made a list of the good. Yeah, Carmen. All right, we're talking about it now. Let's go.
I have a list of some of the different ones here, but I also
we
thought,
all agree that Duncan was the best one.
Oh,
the Ben
easily.
Affleck Duncan
Yeah.
Easily the best
Yeah.
one. I don't think I saw that one.
one. Ben Affleck and J Lo.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh, dude, Ben Affleck comes in the Dunkin' Donuts with a boy band, and the boy band is other famous people, and then J-Lo's in there. He's trying to get them to put the Dunkin' band on her album.
Dung Kings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is playing the
Matt
keyboard.
Damon. Oh, yeah. See,
David.
I saw people talking about it, but I missed that one. I don't know what.
I got to be honest with you. I thought the only good thing in there was Matt Damon. Making
Yeah,
fun
Matt
of
Damon
him.
was the
Yeah,
fun.
like,
He was the funny part. When they were walking out, Matt Damon goes, "You remember when I said I'd do anything for you?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "This was it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I also thought the Uber Eats one was good, where you have to forget something to remember something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I liked whenever Matt Damon or they do the thing, whatever, and then he points over to Damon and he goes, "How do you like them donuts?" "I'm so sorry." he looks at J-Lo and he goes, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah. I thought the Stone Cold one was good for early one. Where they
Yeah,
you
it was
stab
all
with the
right.
mullet.
with the
Yeah,
mullets. Then you had Arnold Schwarzenegger.
that was all right.
You know,
The shipped one was stupid. The
Which one was shipped?
It was the guy, the football game and grocery store. I'm at the football game in the grocery store.
I don't remember that.
It was,
either.
it was just a bunch of people sitting in like a stand, and he's ordering, and I'm at the football game. in the grocery
Beyonce
store.
trying to break the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I'm going to go against the grain, and I thought the Jesus commercials were great. I thought that was the first one when they were showing them wash each other's feet. I was like, "What is this?"
I must have missed everything because I didn't see a Jesus commercial.
There
either.
were two Jesus commercials.
Yeah, no.
The first one, it was different people washing each other's feet, and you were like, "What is going on?" And it was AI generated stuff.
Right.
And then at the end, it was like Jesus, and you were like, "Yes, Jesus." And then the other one later on was people that you're different than. They were both okay.
Were they literally about like it was a church or something that paid for them?
It was Remember, you haven't seen any of the
Jesus
commercials that have been on?
What's that?
You haven't seen any of they they've been running them during football through the whole season.
Yeah, no, I didn't see them.
It's just like kind of like be kind to people
Right,
kind of
right.
thing. Scientology spent big money.
Yeah, they did.
So this weekend we stayed in Clearwater, and we have Spectrum over there, and we're watching the thing, and I'm kind of dozing off on the couch. It's in the early evening on Saturday, and my wife is watching this show about what electroshock therapy and the effects that it has on people, good or bad, and this. So it's boring as all hell. So I'm dozing off while she's watching it, and we're into it for about a half hour, and I hear her during the thing going, "That's not right." And we carry on. She's like, "Well, that's factually untrue." Well, she's talking to the TV, and then a couple of minutes later, she sits up and she's like, "What are we watching?" And I go, "What is the problem?" And she goes, "This show is giving out all this." She thought we were watching PBS, and I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, they were making up these things about electroshock therapy, and it is very beneficial if you use it this way." This, I'm like, "I don't care." And then we look, and it's the Church of Scientology television, and we didn't know. She thought it was PBS the way it was being presented, and she was so mad at the TV.
Why?
Because that's what she does, and they were giving out information that she claimed was not factual and the opposite of what the actual facts were, and the fact that she got duped into it. She thought she was watching a PBS documentary.
That's how they get you, though.
Yeah.
You know, older people or whoever, people that aren't as bright as your wife, will go, oh, I mean, it's on TV. It must be
Right.
true.
Yeah.
I got to get shocked.
Xenu, take my money.
Also,
Yeah.
I don't know that my wife's right. She's got a history of not being right about things. Yeah, that was
Your
weird.
country dancing calling.
Yeah.
Well, she was right about that.
Oh,
She thought for sure we were going to be treated to a Willie Nelson concert on Saturday because Willie Nelson played at the Sound, and I kept trying to tell her, listen to me. We live far from the Sound. They build that thing so the sound stays in the Sound, and we don't live right next to it. And also, it's 90-something-year-old Willie Nelson. It's not like Slayer's playing over there. We might hear a little.
I will tell you that you know how far I live from Raymond James Stadium. I mean, I'm close, but I'm not close.
Right.
But I could hear you too when you two played there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Because that's not built to keep that sound in. That's just
No, for
built
sure.
for football. But yeah, I could hear them.
I am not going to Billy Joel next week.
Oh, sorry.
You tell Billy yet?
Surprise.
You tell Billy yet?
He's very upset. He wrote a new song about it. Second one in 17 years. Which I love his new song. I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
It's earworm me hardcore. Yeah, I can't. I have Bobby is here, and we're taking the kids to Orlando, and I was going to make everybody come back from Orlando on Saturday. And so that we can go, so the kids can sit with the babysitter and we can go to the Billy Joel concert. I'm like, that's a dick
So
move.
did one happen before the other as far as scheduling goes?
Well,
or
Billy
what?
Joel was first, but then Bobby was. It's the weekend that his kid has spring break, so they're coming down here. And I'm
But didn't you say, hey, just a heads up?
I did,
You know?
and the plan was for us to come back, my father to watch the kids, and then the four of us would go to Billy Joel. Except nobody but me wanted to go to Billy Joel. I made Bobby go to Billy Joel with me in New York one time, and all he did was complain the entire time. And
He
then
doesn't seem like he's a good person to go to concerts with. Wasn't the Pearl Jam one pretty rough with
Yes,
him? Yeah.
because he was too fat to sit next to him.
Oh, my
he's skinny now.
God.
It was his fault. It was his fault. Yeah. So the whole time, let me tell you, I have never been caught up in pedestrian traffic like I was at Madison Square Garden for the Billy Joel concert. I got my tickets. I took an Uber, dropped me off a block away, and I walked in. It took me a little while to get through people, but I'm like, all right, I'm here, ready to go in. Dude, I'm my cab driver and this, and oh my God. And finally he gets out and he's yelling at me, and I look at him, I go, you are difficult to be friends with. You are difficult. Then we met, and
Very needy.
meanwhile, Carl, the trumpet player, is texting me. He's like, hey, dude, I'm by your seat. Where you at? Hey, I'm over here. I'm like, Carl, don't worry about me. You have a show to put on. He goes, no, I'm used to doing these shows. Are easy. And he goes, I'm standing there waiting. I go, I'm waiting for my angry friend to come in. And we go in there, and we had good seats, and the whole time, he's like, look at his eye. He's got bad eyes. Look at his eyes. Look at I go, leave him alone. He's 70 years old, and he's still performing. He was just fighting with me the whole time. He didn't sing Piano Man. He's no fun. So I'm not taking him to go see Sting and Billy Joel. So there goes $1,000 on tickets that I get shot in the ass with.
Sorry, Michael.
So are you going to try and sell them or just give them
No,
to
I
somebody?
gave them to my father.
Oh, okay.
Who of course wants to buy them. I'm like, I'm not going to take your money. And not to mention the fact that for the last 5 Sundays, my father, we go to lunch and he buys. His move now is the minute we sit down to give the waitress this credit card. So I go, I know you're doing it. I'm just going to let you pay now. If it makes you that happy, you just pay.
Don't do that to Tony, Finn.
No, yeah.
Sopranos. Remember whenever Finn tried to pay?
Oh no, I don't. I mean, I know Finn, but I don't remember what happened.
Finn tried to pay for dinner the one time he went
Tony
over.
disrespected Tony?
Yeah. And Tony goes, I pay, you eat. That's how it works. And then later on he goes, listen, I'm sorry I got mad. I know you're trying to.
I miss Tony. Yeah. So my dad will pay for lunch for 8 people or whatever we had. And it worked out. My son went to a rap concert at Club Sky last night.
What is Club Sky? In Ybor?
It's one in Ybor where the band punched the other guy in the face. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was very worried, but the Club Sky people assured me that he would be fine, and he was. He was home. He was back in bed by 11:30.
Nice.
I was very impressed. He went to go see a guy that I never heard of. V's?
V's?
These nuts.
That's right. I kept saying, is this a V's nuts joke? Are you going to get me with that? But I don't know. V's, he went to see, and
V's.
yeah.
By the way, your son should be going to people you've never heard of.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's how it works
I
out.
don't think he's rolling up to an LL Cool J concert. or
I was a
anything.
fan of Lil V's, not V's.
Yeah, nah.
Big V's.
Yeah.
Once
No.
you grew up.
It's so weird how in any genre there's just so many bands that I just don't know. You know, What happens? Do you not like new stuff when you get older, or you just stop hearing about it?
I think there's just so much. It's overwhelming. You know what I mean? It's like we were talking about the other day. It's like UFC. There's so many fighters now. I used to be able to run down the entire roster of UFC easily and tell you the different weight classes, the champions now. But now there are so many. There's so many bands and so many different things, and they don't need a record deal. So they can be out there.
Yeah.
They can be super popular just because they're on YouTube or they're on this or that, or if they get a song that's popular on TikTok, all of a sudden they're huge. Same with comedians. You know, there's like Bert and those guys talk about all the time. There's these YouTube guys that get 20 minutes of a show or whatever, but then they do meet and greets for $4,000 a person and sell it out.
By the way, Bert and Tom won the Super Bowl.
Oh,
they were in every
Jesus.
picture for everything, everywhere. Yeah.
That's
Everywhere.
wild.
I don't think that I'd want. I mean, it was some of the stuff looked fun, but I couldn't. I wouldn't want that schedule, that life. I mean, he didn't get a minute to break down.
Yeah, but I mean, Bert loves that.
Bert,
you
not
know,
Tom, though.
But it was crazy because like Rich Eisen, it's like today we have Kenny Chesney, Rob Gronkowski, and Bert and Tom. You know, it's like crazy.
We always like say how famous Bert is. To me, Bert is now more famous after this weekend than he was the weekend
Yeah.
before.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time I think, man, Bert is really famous, and then he tops it again. I'm like, it's crazy.
When we were younger, like when we were in high school, Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay were the biggest comedians in the world. They were the ones selling out arenas. They were the ones doing all that stuff. But there weren't many others. There was like a small group of guys, like even Seinfeld. Seinfeld was a theater guy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
There was not really arena guys besides Sam Kinison and Andrew Dice Clay. And I really think that Bert's become that guy for this generation. I mean, you know, there's guys doing arenas and stuff, but Bert is by far the most popular guy. He is, I think, I don't know. Whatever they're doing it right. But he could just be making movie after movie after movie. Like I'm sure that they're fighting to get him in movies now.
Yeah.
I think the big thing about Bert, because you have guys out there like Nate and Tom and all these guys who are doing arenas and doing that stuff. But Bert, even if you don't know Bert, you go the comedian that takes his shirt off, everyone knows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
know,
so
which
he's
is
so branded.
It's a good and bad because he's so much more than that, but he's so recognized by that.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to see all these people in nice suits at these events in Vegas and Bert with no shirt on.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. And now Bert said that this vodka company was going to make them the most money off of anything that they've done. And I don't know. It didn't seem like it just was because they're going to have such great sales. It seemed like the money in compared to the money out was so good. So good for him to be so rich.
The one picture I saw was like Bert and Tom and Vince Vaughn and
it was some other big name people in there.
I'm like, my gosh, Bert is really famous.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw a picture Bert put up. It was Bert and Tom, Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah,
Guy
that was the one.
Fieri.
That's the one I saw.
and
Vince Vaughn was in that one.
Vince Vaughn,
Yeah.
and then some other
I
person.
was like,
whatever.
what is going? This is crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Meanwhile, Steve Burns coming on our cruise.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but we should get Burn on. We haven't talked to him in a while.
Steve posted a thing the other day. He said Taylor Swift had 4 shows in Tokyo and then flew to watch her boyfriend play football. He goes, I have friends that if they were in their bedroom and I was doing stand up in their kitchen, they wouldn't come see me.
True. You know that I've never seen Steve Byrne do stand up.
Oh, really?
Outside of the things that we've been with him for.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
I have.
No, I know he's very funny.
Yeah.
I just never, get out there.
I got to tell you, the funny thing that Steve does now is he's doing jokes that he wants people to be offended by.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He'll do stuff. He'll do like stuff that you're like, oh, and you know that there's crowds that'll get offended by it, and he loves it.
When he does stand up on the cruise, will he wear a suit?
Probably.
I don't know. Unnecessary.
Yeah, I know, but he likes that.
I know.
He likes it. He likes to, dress for the show.
So today is Monday. Obviously, I am off on Friday, but the show will be live. I have to go to Los Angeles, and I'm fine with it. Then I have to go back to Los Angeles in May, and I may be divorced by then.
Oh,
That's awesome. Oh, no. Wait, I'm
we're
sorry.
not doing that.
Anything
Oh,
to
sorry.
get out of Gio's birthday. Anything to get out of celebrating Gio's birthday. I did not know that you were not here Friday.
Yeah, it's on the calendar.
I
Isn't
thought you were here on Friday.
Yeah, you're just supposed to be gone on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Is what we talked about.
it? Sorry, you're right. I'm wrong. I am here on Friday. I leave Friday. I
And
leave
then-
after the show, and then I'm not back till Monday night, so I'll miss Monday.
So we're here. We're live Monday.
No, fill in.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. We
Yeah.
did.
Listen, don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. Am I even going to L.A.? I have no
Probably
idea.
not.
So we're off Monday
Yes.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
celebrate my 17 years
That's
at
right.
It's,
CMG.
it's President's Day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
President's Day.
So let's just
and
go with that. We're
It's
taking off
President's Day, and we're celebrating my 17 years
Yes.
at
Right.
CMG. I can't, by the way, can anybody believe it's 17 years that I've been
No.
here?
No.
That's so crazy to me.
The only reason why it's acceptable in my mind is because I started here the same year my son was born. So as I see him, I can't believe that kid went from a baby to a young Puerto Rican man.
Yeah,
in
because
the amount of time.
I think your son was only a couple months old whenever I came here. Because
Yep.
I remember you.
I started in June. He was born in August.
Yeah, because I remember you coming in and be like, maybe
I was not prepared for
Yeah.
mornings and a child at the same time.
I have a picture of my son like sitting by the board in 97X, and he's sitting on it because he's like a year and a half old,
Yeah.
tiny, and now he's
He break the board now.
Yeah, gonna graduate high school.
Sam does
He
that now.
lasted longer than 97X.
Yeah, he outlived it. Yeah, and he's taller than me now.
It's just it goes really, really fast. And the fact that I don't know if you saw it at all, but this weekend I posted a couple pictures of Juliana, who somehow she's 17. It's ridiculous how she got so adult looking.
Yeah, it happens overnight.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Having two teenage daughters, I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, Gio, I gotta tell you, I may need to seek advice on this.
Yeah,
How not to kill other young boys.
yeah, it's weird.
I looked at Joey and I was like, listen, I'm going to need you when you're in college to handle a couple of these things. I'm going to kill everybody. And my first instinct is to kill everybody, which at that point, my first instinct is to kill. But the reality is like get beat up by high school kids.
Yeah.
My worst fear. I don't know.
Remember when you were throwing her in a wood chipper
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Joey, and now it's
I don't even like Joey.
I'm
No
killing
way you're
everybody.
like this kid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I tell you, I really lucked out so far with two good ones. You know, usually one's a dick and the other one's good, but they're both pretty good. I mean, Juliana, don't get me wrong, she's a dick. She must have made 80 fat jokes over the weekend. Everything, they just come so easy to her.
Not cool.
I'll go, you know why I can't? And she goes, because you're fat. I go, cool, thank you. Thank you. Now you're just insulting me.
If you did the roast again and you were the subject of it, do you think she would be able to get up and just roast you, or she doesn't? She can't get up in front
She
of people.
doesn't want the attention,
Yeah.
but she would love to write some jokes.
Yeah, I was going to say she could write some stuff for Amanda.
Yeah, I don't know. We toyed around with that idea of now the roast is 12 years ago of doing another roast.
That was probably the most fun I had at a radio event ever.
It was a blast.
It was so much fun.
You want to know what the key to that was? It was letting me put it together.
Yeah.
It didn't have 20 hands in the basket. It didn't have 50 people saying, well, you can pay this guy that. They said, here's the money. Go, here's the budget. Go get it done. And I got the bet. There was, I think I asked two comedians that I wanted to be there that were long shots, like Jeff Ross. It was Jeff Ross, Nick DiPaolo, and Colin Quinn. Colin Quinn had a scheduling conflict. Jeff Ross had a scheduling conflict, and Nick DiPaolo said, "I don't feel like I know him well enough." And I went, "Cool, then don't come on the show anymore." But everybody else that I wanted, Bert, Bobby, Greg Fitzsimmons, who was big time at the time, Mo, No,
Jim Norton, Jim
Norton.
Florentine,
Yeah.
Stengel Brothers.
all the guys that were like hot and that I liked were all there. Every one of them said yes. Every one of them made it here, and it worked out. It worked out fantastic. So
if you do it now, Bert's going to say no.
oh, I wouldn't even ask Bert now.
Yeah.
I think we should do it now with entirely different comedians.
Yeah, who would be
except
this one?
Bobby? You'd have to have Bobby there.
Yeah.
Because even Bobby knows me way better now than he did before. But yeah, I would now we'd have to go out and get new comedians. But Jesus, comedians are expensive now. I don't even know who to get. You know, I don't know. A lot of those guys did it mostly as a favor, and we just got them on the cheap.
Yeah.
Now Cox wants to stick their fat little thumbs in it. Every comedian's gonna be like, "Well, that'll be $10,000, and we'll never get that done." So who knows?
Stand up was not that big at the time.
Not as big as it is
It's
now. No.
wild.
Who I feel like we're missing somebody major that was there. I don't know, but anyway, it was
It was
great.
Bobby, Burt, Greg Fitzsimmons, Jim Florentine, Jim Norton, Stengel Brothers.
I think Jim Norton was one I keep forgetting. Yeah. Anyway, it worked out. And then my wife, who wrote jokes for months, and I kept going, I don't listen. These are the exact words. That's where I go. You have to understand, these people are professional comedians. And I go, and if you try to insult them, then they're going to insult you. And she's like, I don't care. And I go, I know, but Okay, go ahead. I was like, I feel bad for her. God bless her little heart. Then she got up there and slayed everybody.
Mo put up a clip the other day. Here's when I roasted Galvin, and it's like, Galvin's tall.
Yeah.
Good one. You got me,
right.
Mo. That's your highlight.
That's what we should do. We should roast Mo.
I have like jokes on there that I'm like, don't put that joke up because not about Mo.
Canceled.
Stuff that I said.
Yeah, like what happens at a roast should stay at the roast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put your phone away.
I think we would have to do the bags
Yeah.
for the phones if we did it this time.
All right, let's take a break. It is a post Super Bowl Monday. We got a lot of things to talk about. The Chiefs, of course, your champions again in what was a boring but good game. And now it's over, and we start all over again. Now the next thing we wait on is to see if Mike Evans stays, and we're pretty sure we got Baker Mayfield locked in now, but we'll see what happens with our
Free
Tampa
agency
Bay
starts in
Buccaneers.
March.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a little downtime.
Yeah, the free agency in March and then the draft in April.
Oh, I didn't even tell you why I almost got divorced. I say that so much that I said it and nobody even batted an eye. My wife, we have to go back to LA in May, and my wife wants a flight coach.
Oh.
Dare she?
Tell her she can.
Yeah. What's the issue?
No, and I have to tell you, I have to agree with her. I can't. There's certain things I just can't. Just like I don't have that Hummer. Although I feel like Pete's torturing me. Did you see the Hummer when he did to it? The Hummer that he brought me on Christmas and made me drive.
Oh, yeah.
That I really wanted. He now wrapped it in matte black, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. But I won't pay the money for it. It's just ridiculous money. The flights to fly first class to LA are $2,800 each.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, that's just insane. That's just insane.
Just one.
And it's $600 to fly coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right. We'll fly.
$3,400. You fly first class.
Yeah, you're still going to fly first class.
What's that?
You're still going to go first class.
I couldn't do that. And my brother does that. My brother will fly and let the kids fly coach. I just can't do that. With Joey, I could. With Juliana, I don't think I could. I could just. The last thing I need to know is some Indian dude was trying to touch her leg back there while they were on a flight.
I remember we were flying out of Germany and you told me, listen, I'm sorry, but if I can get a first class ticket, I'm going to get first class and you're going to be
Gio,
back there.
I was so uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
That if they said, we have to throw Gio off the plane in midair, I would be like, well, Gio, see ya.
At the time, I was like, absolutely, man. You should totally do that.
I'm
that
telling
was
you,
tough.
it was the most, what was it, 10 hours, 12 hours?
Yeah.
And in a middle seat.
Yep.
I just sat there, my arms folded the entire way. I didn't move. I couldn't unfold my arms before he landed.
You're like, I don't care what it costs. Just don't tell anybody. He's like, I'm paying whatever it is.
Yeah. I told my wife, I was like, yeah, no, our work's going to reimburse me for it. It's $12,000 to fly back.
I don't care what it costs.
And it wasn't even first class. Like with the beds, it was just a little bit of a bigger seat.
Yeah.
And I was still like, this is way better. I can't figure out where Charlie Belcher's at. It says hiccups, churraholic. Are there churros or hiccups?
Oh, churros.
It's churros that give you hiccups.
Oh, it's fine with me.
Oh, I love churros.
Me too, dude. I really do.
I had no idea what a big deal they were in Amsterdam, and we went out there, and they're literally on. Like every corner, somebody selling
Amsterdam.
churros. Yeah,
That's someplace I would have suspected
Right?
to be big in churros.
they love churros.
Hiccups, Asian cuisine, and churraholic desserts.
I know this place is right by Side Splitters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
It's on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pass it all the time. It looks so good.
How come you don't bring us churros?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm trying. We have a cruise coming up.
Damn right we do.
I'm trying to
Macros.
get sexy for the cruise.
I'm
It's
not
so
going to be sexy
hard.
for the cruise, I don't think.
Me neither.
Just not enough time.
You're, always sexy, Michael.
I mean, thank you. I was
You're very
waiting for that. Anyway. All right. It is time for us to give some stuff away. Carmen, what do we have?
We have a bunch of stuff. Okay.
All right. It's okay. I expected we were going to. You don't have to say it like you're disappointing me.
No. Okay. So we have tickets for the Florida State Fair,
Okay.
Gasparilla Music Festival,
Okay.
Circus Soleil Bazaar,
Okay.
Parker McCollum.
Uh-huh.
Still in there. We got tickets for Alabama.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to type in my password. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Heart and Cheap Trick,
Okay.
Brooks and Dunn,
Okay.
and Incubus.
Ugh.
And we still have one pair left. We're not doing it now,
No.
but we have one pair for you know who.
Yeah. We have certain shirtless comedians coming to town for 900 shows that are all sold out. We do have your tickets. We have more than one pair. We just have one pair we willy-nilly with.
Oh,
Right now.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's do it with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. By the way, Pap and I, great time this weekend.
Yes, we did. We had a fantastic time, Michael.
Joe did a great job.
Thank you.
I think it was
what?
singing.
Singing.
Huh?
Oh,
Not video.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Come on. Nothing to do with the show.
Sorry, when I said job, Carmen got confused.
Joe did a great thing.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the first time where Joe left and I was drunker than he was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
This guy went to a strip club on Friday.
what? You went to Mermaids?
No.
What?
I went to the whiskey.
The whiskey.
Yeah. And the lady came up to me and she's like, I just want to thank you for coming in. I'm like, I don't even know where I am, lady.
Did you go by
I don't
yourself?
know. I don't know.
Just
No.
wandering around with a bottle?
Are you sure it was a strip club or were people just getting naked at a bar?
I don't know. Maybe it was that. I got a lap dance, so if it was crazy.
Just a random dude?
Carmen, I went with what the hell? Daphne and her boyfriend, husband
Yes.
ish. You hung out with them at McDinton's.
Okay.
She's got big old boobs and an OnlyFans page.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They were very fun, and they're going on a cruise.
Yes.
And we were sitting outside drinking, and then I think she suggested a strip club. Pete left, but Joe left. I was like, I'm going to a strip club. Let's go. And we went.
The Whiskey Gentlemen's Club is on Park Boulevard. Is that the one you went to? In
Yeah,
Seminole?
that sounds about right.
All
Yeah.
right.
That sounds about right. And I'll tell you, what a nice variety of United Nations of
All
women.
right, hell yeah.
White, black, Asian. They had them all.
Uruguay, yeah.
And I was. I might have fell in love with the girl I got the lap dance with
Nice.
a little bit, just for 5 minutes.
Even though you didn't know where you were.
You know, at one point I was getting a lap dance, and I went, "Am I getting a lap dance right now?"
Yeah.
Because they also served alcohol. This guy was very drunk.
Maybe take her to Los Angeles.
Open from 3 to 3 every day.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because we got there and they're like, "Is it open?" I go, "It's open from 3 to 3." It says it right there.
Every day, yeah. 3 to
I
3.
highly recommend the whiskey.
All right.
Had a great time.
Nice.
You missed out, Joe.
I am disappointed about that, Mike.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, what are we playing today?
All right. Today, you thought we were done with Taylor Swift because the Super Bowl is over.
Hell no,
You
Taylor
thought,
Swift never ends.
you thought wrong.
Yeah.
Today we're doing Taylor Swift songs by definition.
Oh, come on.
We're not gonna get this.
Yeah.
You don't have to know her songs. You just have to listen because it's by the definition.
Okay.
Am I going for 3 in a row today? No,
You are
never?
not.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
Have you ever said those words?
That was great.
Did the Raiders win the Super Bowl?
All right. Taylor Swift songs by definition. Your first one. Equivalent to the sum of 3 and 4.
7.
Galvin. Of a color at the end of the visible light spectrum. Mike Calta. Freedom from disturbance. Tranquility.
Peace.
Spanish. See, not so hard.
You Swifties.
I'm not embarrassed by it at all.
Used to refer to a thing or things belonging to or associated with the speaker.
Pronoun.
Taylor Swift songs, by definitions, used to refer to a thing or things belonging to or associated
Possessions?
with the speaker. Mine.
Uh-oh.
It's mine.
Mine.
Intend to convey or refer to.
Point.
Talk.
Explain.
Intend to convey or refer to.
No.
Mean. A person who likes or enjoys a specific thing.
Lover.
Geo. Swifty.
Yeah, I knew that one. It's a great song. Yeah, it's a
Because you weren't getting that from the definition. You knew that song.
That's a good song. Catchy tune.
Not guilty of a crime.
Innocent.
Galvin. A humorous or malicious deception.
Trick.
Deceit.
A humorous or malicious deception.
Ruse.
Lie.
Looking for hoax. And Pap, we're halfway there.
Gio is on the board with a single solitary point. So is Spanish and Michael. And Galvin is your leader.
Just say the score, guy.
He's winning with 2.
All right. Taylor Swift songs by definitions. Your next one. Very fine in texture or structure.
Smooth.
Very fine in texture or structure. Taylor Swift songs by definition.
Sandy.
I don't know.
That is the opposite. I was looking for delicate. So angry. Placed under a spell. Bewitched.
Mesmerized.
Placed under
Hypnotized.
a spell. Bewitched. This is a Taylor Swift song.
Witchery.
Enchanted. The state of being barred from one's native country. Typically.
Exiled.
Calvin. Beautiful. Very attractive.
Pretty.
Hot.
Taylor Swift songs.
Gorgeous.
By definition. Gorgeous. Mike Calta. A state of well-being and contentment.
Zen.
Well-being and contentment.
Joy is the last part of that. A state of well-being and contentment. Joy.
Bliss.
Happiness.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
What did I? Oh, I said happy.
Yeah. That's not the name of
Half
her song.
point.
I said
No,
Zen.
that's not how that works. Frequented by a ghost.
Haunted.
What's your name?
Yeah.
Gio. A knitted jumper. Fastening.
Cardigan.
Spanish.
Yeah.
And Pat, we're on the last
The
three.
song is called Cardigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of my favorites.
It goes. Woke up this morning, had to fart again. Now I put on my cardigan.
Spanish, Gio, and Michael are all having 2. Galvin is your leader.
What am I having?
He's having 3.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
So dumb. All right, last 3 Taylor Swift songs by definitions. Here we go. Free from dirt, marks,
Clean.
or stains. Galvin. Make different. Alter.
Change.
Mike Calta. And the last one. Take air into the lungs. Breathe. Gio. That's it.
All right.
Your final score, Spanish had 2 points. Gio was having 3 along with Michael. And Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He won with 4.
Kachaya! Woo, 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 woo! Swifty trademark.
Is that 2 in a row?
No, that is 1 in a row.
One in a row.
Yeah.
I'm on a streak.
No.
Yeah, hot streak.
No.
Hot streaks.
Didn't I just win last week?
You did.
I got a
You
hot
did.
streak for you.
You won
Thank you.
last. On
What
the
are the year
6th.
total? What are the year total?
Oh, Michael, the year totals. I am in 4th and last place with 2 wins for the year.
You're having 2 wins.
I'm having
having
only
2.
2 wins for the year. Gio is having 4 wins for the year.
Doubled your ass.
Galvin is having 10 wins for the year. And Michael, you're only having 3 more wins for the year with a
Don't
total
say
of
it like
13.
that. I'm still ahead
13.
by 3.
Swifty.
Okay. 13.
yeah.
Taylor Swift style.
Spanish. Listen,
Yes.
I don't want to activate you or anything, but are you doing back to what you used to do, where you're doing other things during the game? Or
No, I for some reason these last couple weeks have really I've not been doing well.
Because I noticed before that you were doing other stuff during the game. He'd be
Sometimes when
stirring
people
his-
have breakdowns, they don't come back.
Yeah, wait,
but
what?
he'd be like stirring his drinks or doing this or that, and I go
Like not
"Hey, man."
taking it
Yeah, like
serious.
pay attention.
Yeah, I can tell you that since the last math one that we had to do, my brain, I think I have a little trauma.
Broke your brain.
Because now every morning I'm like, oh, please, God, don't be math, don't be math, don't be math. Don't do it,
Yeah,
Carmen.
I thought
We're
about putting a
getting
ban.
math.
I thought about putting a ban on math.
Please.
You
There's-
can't
I'm
do
good
that.
at math.
Yeah,
I
you
was
can't
the
put a
math
band
one.
on my sporkles.
That's not
Yeah.
fair.
It's just not even fun. It's
Ban
just a
them.
matter
Yeah.
of.
You don't have power over Carmen Sporkles.
No, you got to
Yeah,
use it.
you
Use
know.
your power.
I vote yes. No
Active-
math.
I believe I do have the
Activate it.
power. You want me to prove it to you?
Yeah.
Carmen, give a math thing.
Like a question.
Yeah.
Okay. 2.
See, I have the power. There you go.
By the way, 4 was the answer. Burn,
No, it
right?
wasn't that.
Go with me on
Oh,
this.
yes, you're right.
You
Trying to help you.
The
stink.
listeners would know that you were wrong.
No
Who
math. I vote
cares?
yes.
All
Math
right.
is-
What do we have coming
Math
up in
is
news?
tomorrow.
For the rest of the week.
Yep.
Coming up news today, the dude does not abide. Mouth party. And read the script, punk.
Yes.
All right, that and your Super Bowl talk, commercials, of course, highlights the fight between Kelsey and Reed. We'll get to all that stuff after a quick break. News is next on 102.5 The Bone. I'm not looking forward to it being gross and humid and hot
No.
for the next 10 months.
It's been so nice.
I gotta tell you, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You
Although,
like it better than now? Like now?
I don't know. I like.
Oh, now it's perfect.
The only problem with now is that it's freezing in the morning, then nice in the afternoon.
Yeah.
If it's like always like 68 or 70 degrees, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I like that. But I also do kind of like the hot, sweaty.
I never said those words ever. I never liked that hot feeling.
But like, it's not like you're out there, digging ditches or doing anything like that.
I don't like
Just
to walk to the car.
Walk into your car, really?
It makes my back itch, and I don't know.
Brock Purdy, que obviamente minimiza la cantidad de errores que comete, precisión prácticamente récord. Hablando de los quarterbacks titulares en la temporada de NFL, acá está play action leve de Brock Purdy. Hasta la casa buscando una vez más a Deebo Samuel. Se termina llevando por ahí otro golpazo. Una vez más presiona alta del equipo de Kansas City, buscándolo allá fuera del bolsillo de protección.
Sí, Deebo Samuel ya había vencido a su
I think I
defensor.
want to go home and take a nap before the Super Bowl. I'm exhausted. And she's like, "Can we stop at Target?" I go, "Do I have to come in?" She goes, "No." I go, "There's my nap.
There's
time.
nap, yeah.
That's all I needed. Just needed a little 10-minute shut her down with the seat heat on.
I like
Power
that.
down.
I like when it's cold in the morning is the steering wheel heat.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't know I had until I grabbed the steering wheel and thought my hands were on fire. I didn't know what it was. I'd never had steering wheel heat before. All right, it is time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. Don't forget, President's Day is coming up, so Pelt's is having their President's Day sale. It's happening the 16th through February 19th. They're going to give out $10 off $75 coupons going on, so you get $10 off $75 on anything in the store. So if you've been thinking about getting those boots or those new dress shoes or looking for a new pair of athletic shoes, you can get them all right there. Kids stuff, maybe your kids need stuff. Pelt's, anything for you and your family right there. It's happening February 16th through the 19th. It's the President's Day sale at Pelt Shoes. They have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Stop into Pelt's today. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. So, of course, the big story is the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 58 last night. Here is the final call.
First and goal. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hartman! Jackpot! Kansas City! And the Chiefs, they have their dynasty. Yes.
Yeah, boy, Jim Nance really bugs me.
Really? I like Jim Nance.
Tony Romo is great at his intuition and the plays and what they're going to call, but my God, it's just like too. I don't know. I don't like it.
I didn't like
Patrick
it.
McGinnis at
Romo's good at identifying these
down.
plays and calling them before they happen and breaking down why plays were plays. Well, this guy here blew coverage here and this would happen. I don't mind that, but it just seems like the other one is just a voice in there.
You know who I like that's better than is Olsen.
Yeah, Olsen's good.
He's really, really good.
Yeah.
But now he's going to get bumped for Tom Brady.
The lead analyst, Tom Brady.
The Chiefs defeated the 49ers 25-22 in overtime to win Super Bowl 58. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes was the MVP. The Chiefs went back-to-back after also winning by 3 points last year against the Eagles.
Oh, man.
It was tough. It was a tough game, man. It was tough for them to win. They didn't go in there and blow them out. And if I'm Brock Purdy, I'm not that upset. I made it to I was Mr. Irrelevant, which I think they mentioned last night.
Yeah, a couple times. I heard somebody yell a new phrase that I actually want to start using. I don't know if you guys heard this yet or not. Let's go!
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to say 1,000 times every 5 minutes?
There was that, and then Purdy is a rookie who went to the Super Bowl in his first year. He didn't win, but he's got his whole world ahead of him now.
By the way, whoever tweeted it out that Purdy, they do the promotional shots for it, and they're in their uniform, and they're doing this and doing poses and stuff. And it said Purdy looks like he's wearing an NFL costume for Halloween because he just looks like such a little kid. He's 24, and he's got such a baby face, and he's like, hey, look at me. I'm going to get all the candy.
They kept showing his dad, and I thought, oh, the pressure that you must feel as a parent. Be like, I wish I could do something to help him. He's going to be just, getting his ass kicked.
Listen, I know that, it's got to suck not to get to the Super Bowl and not win, and maybe you never have that chance again. But the kid's 24 and he went to the Super Bowl. You gotta go with that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it. You didn't win, but you're also playing against one of the greatest quarterbacks of our generation. Of all time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The 49ers should have won that game, but they just let Kansas City just hang around.
That's Kansas City, though,
and
man.
when you've got Mahomes, you can't let those type of quarterbacks just hang around because they'll get you every time.
The king of the comebacks. And Travis Kelce already talking about their next one. 3 in a row.
Your Mahomes, Brady, Manning, you can't let these guys hang around in a game.
Their defense played pretty well, though.
It's crazy.
Every one of those kickoffs that they nailed the kicker. I mean, they were doing wrestling moves for every takedown. It was crazy. I don't know. I just think that there's certain times where there's certain people you can't stop.
Yeah.
And Mahomes is one of those people you just can't stop.
It was in the script.
It was in the script for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it.
You were saying you're not a big fan of Jim Nance and, Tony Romo, take him or leave him. What do you think about listening to Martin Grammatica?
Yeah, I don't know.
To other people
either,
or the family or whatever, so if you're not using it all the time and then you're thrown back into that, that's got to be difficult to do.
I don't know why my family didn't teach us Italian. We grew up, they were speaking it all the time. Why didn't they teach it to us?
Because you were shamed for speaking your native language when you came here.
Yeah, and that was my great-grandparents, so you're right. But, the only time they ever spoke Italian was when they didn't want us to know what they were saying.
Yeah, same with mine in Spanish.
I used to date a Puerto Rican girl, and one of her cousins, the baby, she was married to a white guy, and the white guy didn't want her speaking Spanish to the baby. And I go, yeah, there's a good idea.
Yeah.
Why would you want somebody to be bilingual? Why would you want someone to have an advantage in life?
I don't know. I wish I would have kept with it.
I lived with a girl who, with her family when I was young, my girlfriend, her family was Cuban, and her mother goes every day. She's like, we're going to look at the Miami Herald and learn new words. And she almost did it as a joke, but I remember everything that she ever showed me. I remember.
Yeah.
I do. Just because she'd look at the advertisements and she'd be like, Gomas, tires, avocado, lawyer. And I just remember all of those things.
I tried to get piano lessons from my girlfriend's parents. They were paying for piano lessons for her and her sister, and they both hated it and stuff. And I would go over there and tool around on the piano and stuff. And I was like, I will totally take piano lessons. If you guys want to pay for my piano lessons.
I don't know if I've ever talked about this. I took piano lessons and didn't learn a lot, and I realized why. My piano teacher was too hot.
That's hard.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Oh, Steve. He was just miraculous.
Big, meaty fingers.
He would rub my shoulders while I played. No, it was just me and this hot lady in her house, and I'm like, I can't. This is hard to concentrate. And I kept waiting for every weekend to turn into a porn, but it never did. She didn't care at all.
You tickle those ivories well.
My God.
What else could you tickle?
Oh, look at my hands. Nothing. No action. She's beautiful.
During the first half of the Super Bowl, lots of people were asking Google, what's the lowest scoring Super Bowl? It was 5 years ago. There was only 16 total points where the scored in the Super Bowl 53. That's when the Patriots beat the Rams 13-3 that year. So this was not the lowest scoring one.
You know what? Low scores sometimes indicate a good game. You know what I mean? I mean, these two teams were fighting it out last night. It wasn't like they just couldn't get it in the end zone. They were fighting hard.
I think we all made the bet of the Chiefs to score in the first quarter because they scored in the first drive for the last 8 games that they had, and they did not this one. If you would have picked 0 score in the first quarter, you probably would have won some serious money as well.
I even tried to hedge my bet on that because I picked that I went field goal and touchdown, and the field goal would cover my bet for the touchdown.
If you got the touchdown,
and
you
the
win.
First time ever, I'm like, this is only me. I'm like, this did not have. It's the first time, and like, I forget what it was. I'm like, this is only happening because I placed the bet.
Yeah, Spanish
100%.
is right. You need to put out your bets so we know what not to bet.
When you
sell them,
when you go buy a quick pick lotto and they give you the wrong thing, you have to take that one too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I accidentally picked Travis Kelce. I thought I picked anytime score, and I picked 3 touchdowns, which is ridiculous. And then even as the game was going on, I kept going, I still think it might happen. I still think it might happen. Even with 5 minutes left, I'm like, you never know.
Yeah.
I looked at my wife. I go, you realize they just said the Chiefs always score on the opening drive.
Right.
I go, because I placed this bet, that I altered the
You
universe.
screwed it up. Yeah.
100%.
Like,
You're right in the script.
100%. Yeah.
Whoever runs Joe Biden's Twitter page poke fun at the after game and the whole script thing and all that type of stuff, and where Taylor Swift was supposed to go down and endorse Joe and everything else. They posted a Dark Brandon meme where Biden has laser eyes. We have it up on Bone TV there, and the caption said, "Just like we drew it up."
Yep.
So,
That's pretty funny. That was a good move.
Some of the best Super Bowl commercials included, we talked about a little bit earlier, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Tom Brady as a boy band, the Dun Kings for Duncan. Beyonce trying to break Verizon's internet. You know what I think the problem with the Beyonce commercial was? Is that it was the guy from Veep and from Arrested Development, who I like, but not famous enough to be with her. Like, it should have been somebody more famous.
I agree. I also don't think she should try to break the internet. She would just break the internet. Her trying to break the internet, I was like, that's not
but
her.
it would
She
have
didn't do
been
that.
better. I think maybe, I don't know, like Jimmy Fallon or somebody that people know immediately.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, something. I think that would have worked a little bit better.
I thought the Bud Light Genie was good because Bud Light didn't have any ads until later on in the game, and I was like, what's going on? And then they showed it, and I was like, okay, one good ad is better than a bunch of mediocre ones.
And then they cut to the Bud Light Genie with Post Malone at the game, which I thought was kind of good. I got to tell you, when they were showing all the different people that were at the game, all the different celebrities, Beyonce looked gorgeous.
Yeah, with that hair.
Right?
Dude, yes.
That was
They
a
showed
lot
her and Jay-Z, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, she looked great.
For some reason, to me, Jay-Z looks weird. Something's going on there.
Always. He's always
He
looking
looks
like
like Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, he looks really weird. And
He's got his hair. First of all, he's ugly as all hell.
Yeah.
And he's got his hair in
Weird
dreadlocks,
dreads.
but then he wraps them, so it just looks weird.
something with his face or something. I don't
His
know.
face is awful.
Yeah, he just looks.
Yeah, he's never been good
I
looking.
was like, what the hell's going
Plus,
on
he's
there?
50-something years
Yeah.
old now, you know?
And when you put him next to Beyonce,
Right.
it makes it
Yeah,
even
sure.
worse. You're like, Jesus, what is going on?
I thought the Uber Eats one with Jennifer Aniston was good. It had a lot of funny. It was you have to forget something to make room for new. And the guy forgot how to sit in the chair, and the guy forgot his pants. There was a couple of funny ones.
Beckham, it was funny. You were in the Pepper Girls?
That's right.
The paprika?
Pumpkin, yeah.
What is it?
What was the one where there was like a whole group of people in the house and the guy punches a hole in the wall and then it changes and he puts it back up real quick? I couldn't remember what it was, but that one made me laugh.
It was for Wi-Fi.
Was it? Yeah.
And then she's like, he goes, don't go in the kitchen. And the kid comes out with a sledgehammer. He's like, it's bad, Mom.
Jeff Goldblum was in 3 commercials.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
The Wi-Fi thing with Jason Momoa.
I got to tell you, I just like Jason Momoa.
Well, I thought that was funny when Jason Momoa was singing at the end. I thought, the best is those guys from the
Scrubs.
Scrubs when they were like, wait a second, I don't know. I thought that was okay.
How about 2 Flashdance references?
Yeah.
And so she was in there, and then the candy
Yeah.
thing, whatever, both had the Flashdance.
The Christopher Walken one made me laugh. too.
Yeah, that was
good.
pretty good.
That was
Everybody
good.
was talking like him. Remember where he goes?
That was pretty good because there was one guy who did it really well. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so I would say this year commercials pretty good.
Decent ones, yeah.
I'm glad it was no QR code. I didn't see any click the QR code.
But the problem was that everything was go watch it online. Like,
Yeah.
I
Don't
don't
give me
wanna,
homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit of the Deadpool Wolverine. Don't make me have to go search it out in the middle of the goddamn Super Bowl.
Did you try and get win everything with the DoorDash thing? Did you do it?
How do you do that?
Good luck.
I did.
Go there and you have to put in some code or something.
Yeah, there's a couple of steps. I got through 2 steps, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So, but you could have won. I mean, there was a lot of stuff on that website that you could.
Did you have to write that whole thing that they had?
That's what it seemed like, and that's why I was like, I'm not doing that.
Because you'd have to record it and do everything else. Usher's halftime show was loaded with guest stars, including Alicia Keys, Will.i.am. Oh, I didn't even see Will.
Me neither.
Will.i.am had the helmet on.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Will.i.am.
Yeah, with the big like
Oh,
glasses.
I thought you were saying that was the other guy.
Oh, Jermaine Dupri was the ball one that looked like CeeLo. It came out first.
He looked terrible.
Oh, okay. So the guy with the helmet on was the one that I didn't know.
Oh, that was Will.i.am.
Oh, Ludacris was there. Lil Jon. By the way, I think Lil Jon did the best out of anybody.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think her is really good.
Oh,
she's a good guitar
great.
player.
That guitar was cool too.
She's very Prince-like, but she didn't get to do a lot. You know?
Did you see Mo's tweets?
No.
He goes, man, Lenny Kravitz killed that guitar solo.
I was like, you look more like Lenny Kravitz than she does. What are you talking about?
His medley included 14 songs. He even roller skated at one point, and also Carmen pointed out had a outfit that had abs on it.
14
What are you, Batman?
Yeah.
Well, a medley of them, so he didn't
Yeah,
do
I
all.
didn't realize.
Put them all together. Yeah.
But that was the problem. Man. His 14 songs, like 4 of them were okay. The rest of them for average people.
Confessions, the first one he
I
started
recognize,
with.
yeah.
And they did as much as they could to make you not realize that they can't sing. They had like a million people doing backflips and doing everything else. And
Buddy, that Alicia Keys' first note was like, no.
But she was looking good.
That was the thing that I thought in my head is if you can't sing, try and trick them. Look over here. Look over here. Look at this. Look how many people are on the field.
Fire.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I heard. I every year we give them crap for lip syncing. They should just lip sync it. If they're going to move that much, they got to lip sync it.
Yeah, so there you go. There's all the Super Bowl stuff. We lost a lot of bets. I wound up winning $190 total, which I could have potentially won $18,000, and I wound up with $190.
I was reading an article about the halftime show. Do you know why the halftime show is all big bands now? Do you remember why? Because they used to be the halftime show one time was ice skating with Dorothy Hamill.
Really?
One time it was Broadway musicals.
So it's just like a spectacle. They would just do something.
One year I was Disney one year or something, like a bunch of Disney characters. Yeah.
And then what happened was that Fox didn't have the Super Bowl, and the biggest show on TV was in living color. So at halftime, they went live for a half hour, and they drained the Super Bowl of its ratings. So the next year, the Super Bowl contacted Michael Jackson and hired him to do the halftime show. And they never went back after that.
That's pretty
Could you
cool.
imagine right now? Please welcome Dorothy Peggy what's her name?
Dorothy Hamill and it wasn't Peggy, wasn't there?
There was
Peggy Fleming.
Peggy Fleming, yeah. And they come out and ice skate. You'd be like, what is going on?
What is this?
What if you put a game within a game? What if you hyped up a UFC fight and that UFC fight took place at halftime?
That would be awesome.
Like, especially in Vegas, that would have been great.
Yeah. That would be great.
Right?
And you could totally do it. I mean, you have the time.
Yeah. You have the time. You get even if you did 2 rounds, that would be great. It would be you had two of the biggest they couldn't be like a heavyweight. UFC doesn't want to waste it on that, but if you just like one of those really hype fights like Jake Paul and one of the brothers.
Or even if you got like 2 girls that went in there and just rocked each other's worlds, made each other bleed hysterically like they have.
I don't want that for the Super Bowl.
I mean, why not? Let's go all in.
Because all the advertisers, they'd be like,
Man, it's
So next year, Super Bowl's in New Orleans.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there is no better time to be in New Orleans than the Super Bowl. It's better than Mardi Gras. It is just a trim. And if your team is in it, oh my
well,
God.
here's 2 things you should definitely do: is book your tickets now and bet on the Chiefs. Because, I mean,
I'm gonna as soon as the future bets come out, I'm 100% betting on the Chiefs.
but they'll be the lowest. They'll be the lowest
probably.
for sure. They wouldn't. They're not going to be a long shot because I mean, it's like how
Wait
many
till
times
they lose 2 games, then bet it.
I feel so stupid for betting against Patrick Mahomes. like, of course. Why
Did
would
you
I
take
not?
the 49ers?
I did.
Oh, really? I took the Chiefs. I
Yeah.
was like, it's almost a guarantee that it's going to happen.
Yeah, I know that, and I still took the 49ers.
Everybody took the 49ers besides you and
I'm
me.
like, I'm such an idiot.
So I took the Chiefs early on before they even had decided who was in the Super Bowl, and then I took the 49ers to win at halftime, and then the Chiefs to win the game.
Yeah.
Because I figured that's what was happening.
I took the Bills and the Buccaneers.
I did put some money on the Bucks once the Bucks started going. Like if Evans would have been the MVP, I would have won like $7,000 on like $10 or something.
I originally had the Ravens that I had picked like before the playoffs even started. They're the 1 seed.
When was it the 49ers in Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when it was Detroit and 49ers at halftime, I put even more money on the 49ers because I knew they were going to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate Patrick Mahomes so much that I couldn't bring myself because he's good. I hate him because he's good. And he's not on my team.
How mad was his wife that because she was not in the box with Taylor Swift, they didn't show her at all until the very last second of the day.
I saw her one time, but good Lord, how about what's her name?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
She really is.
I know you don't like to hear about my dreams, but I had a dream that I was at the after party of the Super Bowl. Tom Brady was there, Julian Edelman was there, Burt was there, all that, and You ever try to write something down in your dream and you can't write?
Yeah.
I was trying to take selfies and I couldn't get the camera to take the picture. And even Tom Brady was like, "All right, well, let's take it already. Speed it up."
And then he said, "Aren't you friends with that Geo guy?" 38-year-old man in Wisconsin is being held in jail after he led police on a drunken car chase earlier this month. The chase started during a traffic stop when the guy told the cop, quote, "I don't abide by your law."
Awesome.
And then he took off, hit the gas, and just took off. After speeding off, he turned his lights off to get away from the police and drove right into a ditch.
Listen to me. Y'all are watching too much YouTube.
Yeah.
Y'all are watching too much YouTube.
You got to stop doing
Grand
that
Theft
stuff.
Auto, man.
I don't, I love those videos where they're like, "I need your ID," and they go, "I don't have to show you my ID." And they go, "But yeah, you do." And he goes, "No, I don't. You know the rules, blah, blah, blah." And I watch the whole thing. I'm like, "God damn, that's good stuff." I get pulled over and they're like, "ID, here you go." I'm not one of those guys. I have nothing to hide.
I want to
Here
be,
you go.
though.
Yeah.
I want to be one. I want to be to the cop who's a dick.
Right.
The cop who pulls me over and says, "You were speeding. I need your license and registration." I go, "Okay, here you go." You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, "I don't have to give it to you."
I just feel like I could do that, but I would mess up somewhere and be the one getting tased.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that I ever did was I was leaving Monster Jam one time. This is 10 years ago. I had the Hummer at the time, and the traffic configuration going in was changed on the way out. And when I was going out, I thought that I was going first over up a one way because of the way they made the cones, and I got nervous. And the medians are a half inch off the ground, so I just slow rolled over the median and made a U-turn. I thought I was going up a one way, and a cop was standing right there. I saw him. And then he stops me and he comes up to my car and he goes, "That's a problem with you guys with big trucks. You think you could just go anywhere." And I go, "I'll be honest, officer." I said, "I thought I was going up one way." He goes, "Well, I don't know." He goes, "The thing is," and finally I looked at him and I go, "Are you going to give me a goddamn ticket? Because if you're not, go F yourself." and I went, "I can't believe I said that." And he goes, "Just go." And I went, "Okay." And I drove away and I went, "Oh my God." But it turned out also two things. One, he wasn't a cop. He was a retired cop who was hired to do traffic. And two, you should not curse like that in front of the little kids, because that's when Pete's son goes, everything was really quiet and awkward in my car. And Pete's son's got the sweet voice of a Disney character. And he goes, "Uncle Mike?" And I go, "Yeah, buddy." And he goes, "I learned a good lesson today." And I go, "What's that?" He goes, "When a cop tells you something you don't want to hear, you tell him to go F himself." I go, "No, Jake. No, you don't. That is not what you do."
Yeah,
Not a good
In fact,
lesson.
the lesson is to not listen to me. Jesus.
How about this? Old El Paso is introducing new Cinnamon Toast Crunch dessert taco shells.
Oh,
What do you put on that?
Very
Little
I was going to say,
marshmallows?
what do you put in there? though?
Ice cream.
Oh, ice cream. Ah, okay.
And some
Leave it to
chocolate
Carmen to
cream.
have the answers. For now, they're only available on Walmart's website, but they're going to start popping up at retailers nationwide next month for limited time only, though. So, Old El Paso Cinnamon Toast Crunch Dessert Taco Shell.
I love Walmart,
Yeah.
but until you start talking about food from Walmart.
Why?
Because I saw a woman one time eat a cherry and spit the pit back into the vegetables.
Well, that's
Well, you're
fair.
supposed to wash your.
I can understand where maybe the produce or whatever this is box stuff.
Yeah.
No, I know, but watching that woman, she took a cherry, ate it, turned, and spit the pit right back in the produce.
You also have the idiots that are opening the milk.
That
and
makes me so
drinking it and
sad.
spitting it back in, or licking the ice cream, or mouthwash, doing this. Although I did see two guys do one thing that I was like, yeah, get those guys. They took the liquid laundry detergent. They had two big jugs of it. They opened one, poured almost half into the other one, had enough room to pour almost half of this
really?
one. And he goes, yeah, there. Now I have a full jug.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, go ahead and do
I'm
that.
with that. Yeah.
I use the pods. So
Yeah.
today, Spanish, you're going to be happy about this because it seems like this is your day every
Bald-headed
day.
idiots day?
No, you're close.
Sad weirdo meeting day.
Today is National Poop Day.
Yeah.
Spanish is always pooping.
Yeah, but he's
brewing
reverse cowgirl pooping, which makes it the weirdest.
Sometimes you got to hug that tank.
In a new survey, 46% of Americans will only poop with other people around if it's an emergency.
Oh, I think you're saying, well, only poop with other people around, period.
Yeah, I get that.
If it's an emergency.
Yeah.
I don't like to poop with other people.
I can't remember the last time I went in a public restroom. I think it was the airport.
Oh, I can go in a public restroom, but I don't want to talk to you. Like if I'm in one and Pete's in the other one, he's like, "Hey, Jay," I go, no, this is not the time.
Yeah, the worst is when you're at like a new girl's place and the walls are super thin. And you're like, oh man, I'm about to blast it up.
Dude, I dated Amanda for like a year before I pooped in her house,
Yeah.
and then I did. Oh, Carmen, I mean, I would be sweating sometimes, and then I couldn't take it anymore. We watched The Sopranos. After The Sopranos, I got up and ran to the bathroom, and then it was a bad one too. And then I was like spraying hairspray and perfume and everything.
Hairspray.
And it was whatever I can get my hands on. And I walked down and I sat down next to her. I was like, she looked at me and she's like, "You okay?" Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Don't look at me.
How's your stereo system? Let's hear the speakers and just turn it all up real loud and stuff. Let it bleed for a little while. You got to hear it. They're supposed to run for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson is reportedly battling prostate cancer, but he is saying that he's not in poor health, although not necessarily denying the notion that he's been diagnosed. Here's the weird thing about it. O.J. appears to have already acknowledged that he has cancer and that he's done chemo. In a video posted back in May of 2023, he rambled and briefly touched on the fact that he caught cancer without specifying what type.
Caught cancer.
Yeah. I don't think that's how it works. I guess maybe you catch it. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. Do you know who wrestler is? He's a retired wrestler.
Of course they do.
Billy Jack Haynes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Celebrity.
Billy Jack Haynes, who's retired from the WWE, who fought Ric Flair, Randy Savage.
He's very famous.
Nearly 15-year career in the ring, has been arrested for allegedly fatally shooting his wife in their Oregon home.
Damn.
last
I need
Thursday.
to know why, though. So far, I'm on his side.
Police responded to reports of gunfire in the Portland neighborhood around 10 a.m. on February 8th and learned that Haynes, who is 70, was inside the residence and refusing to come out. With help of the SWAT teams, Haynes was taken into custody without incident after a 2-hour standoff. Police found his wife, Janet, 85.
Whoa, time to go.
He's 70 and she's 85, 15 years older, dead inside the home. There is Billy Jack over there.
I toss up the feeling, the satisfaction you must get of pulling that trigger.
What?
Oh my God.
This is not going to do well in court.
I'm marking that.
I'm saying for people who don't like their like you would know.
Yeah.
Like if you had a chance to get even and pull that trigger and be like, but then the immediate regret that follows it is not worth it.
Well, I think the immediate regret, I mean, one, you're taking a human life, but also is
I didn't want to buy first class.
I didn't plan this out and trying to be able to get away with it, because now you're like, that just stained the carpet. Does that go into the wood? If
I don't think he was. I don't think he was in trying to get away. I think he was like at 70 on Billy Jack Haynes. I'm shooting that bitch.
The old Chris Benoit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Chris Benoit. I think he had some. He was like finally, and then he went, "Oh man!"
And he made it personal too.
Yeah, he did.
Made it real personal.
That's a real sad situation.
Yeah. By the way, I got to tell you, with these lights in here, I am getting like star blast because I'll talk
Did
to
you do coke on the way here?
I see the lights and then I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, what is going? I can't see things. It's too bright.
Way to go, Joe.
Do we think like CTE with this guy, Billy Jack?
His wife is probably an egg.
Yeah.
I'm on his side. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you never know. It could easily be just
didn't like her anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody
Bitch
gets
is
divorced.
85 and she won't shut up. he was like, I don't know. When's the last time everybody came out to my house? I just shoot her at 22. It's quiet. You don't hear nothing. You know. Then it'll be months before somebody goes, "Whatever happened to Helen?" Helen left.
Nobody visits.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Sony bought half of Michael Jackson's music catalog. Half of it for how much?
Oh,
$1 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say
for half.
$1 billion.
$750 million.
Well, it depends on what half. Does that half include Thriller?
Yeah.
You know?
Sony bought half of Michael Jackson's music catalog for $600 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not pretty Thriller.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
You got 2 PYTs and a Beat It, but that's it.
That's it.
We talked about this a little bit last week about AC/DC had their countdown and something was going on and whether they were going to announce a tour or bass player and blah, 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 all the different stuff. Well, now we know. AC/DC says we are thrilled to finally announce the Power Up European tour. So they're not going to be here in the States. Angus, Brian, Stevie, and Matt will be joined by Chris Chaney, to carry on the torch for Cliff. So that is the bass player. Chris played with Alanis Morissette, played with Jane's Addiction, has recorded with Slash, with a bunch of different people. He played with Eddie Vedder with his Earthlings. Yeah, all that. So he's a name in the business, but he's not a big name like we thought. Maybe Duff McKagan or something like that, which is rampant on the internet right now.
It's being reported everywhere as a done deal with Duff McKagan.
Yeah, but AC/DC on their website said that it is Chris Chaney. So
maybe Chaney's doing the European tour, and Duff is going to do the American.
That'd be great. That'd be very cool. So the tour begins May 17th in Germany and runs through August 17th in Ireland. No North American tour dates have been announced yet, but hopefully that will be coming over here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, man, they don't have a whole lot of time left that they can do that.
Right.
I don't mean that they're dying. It's just like
they're old.
They're gonna not want to do it anymore. And just, I like to get one good show out of it.
Yeah, all that touring and all that stuff, I mean, it takes a toll on you for sure. You think, oh, that's awesome. You're a rock star and you get to have big private jets and tour buses and all that stuff. But night after night after night and doing that and trying to put on a show for everybody. And like when we saw AC/DC, you even said how Angus, you were like, it's unbelievable how much energy this guy has.
I thought for sure they would mail it in at that age, and they don't. Angus is still running around like a lunatic.
Yeah. I could barely see now. It's
Wait,
unbelievable. The lights are super bright, and now for some reason it feels like people are taking pictures of me.
Did you hear the clip of Pearl Jam that I put up? Their new song, Dark Matter.
I did. Yeah. Do you have it or no?
It's on my Instagram, Carmen. If you want to grab it, but it's just a little snippet of it. It's supposed to come out this week.
You know what it sounded a little bit to me like is a little Soundgarden.
Yeah,
little Soundgarden. It's kind of heavy. Yeah, Matt Cameron. Yeah, but it had that, and then it sounded pretty good.
They said the whole album is heavy.
More rocking.
Yeah.
Good.
I like it. I'm gonna be wasting a lot of money on concert tickets this year.
Hell yeah.
Here it is.
Oh yeah.
This?
Yeah.
To the left of my eyes, in the blood of my heart, when all this dark matter.
It's good to not know any of the words.
Yeah.
Something about
my life.
I'll tell you, I listen to, my daughter hates it. She's like, please put on TikTok radio. I go, leave me alone. Listen to Pearl Jam.
TikTok radio.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
channel. Yeah.
Oh, really?
They just
It's
play
like
all
all
the
the
songs
songs?
that you know from TikTok.
Ah.
Well, the kids love it.
That's a good idea.
But I'm like, no, we listen to Pearl Jam in this car, and that's because I'm a dad.
Yeah,
There's
right.
nothing you can do about it.
I got to tell you, the funny thing about Eddie Vedder is whenever Pearl Jam came out, I liked him a lot. And, Eddie Vedder has a cool voice and stuff. But as you get older and you hear more of him, how well he can sing.
Oh, he's
When
a
you
great
hear,
singer.
When you hear him do other band stuff, you go, oh, yeah, he's a really good, because he has a very unique and cool sounding voice. But when you hear him do The Who or do the different stuff, you're like, oh, yeah, he really can sing very well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's like a little Christmas treat for me because I got music from Billy Joel this year. I got music from Pearl Jam. This is my favorites. If Bon Jovi can get his voice back, it'd be a trifecta.
Has Pearl Jam, are they touring or, the new
supposedly
album?
they're going to come out with the album this week. Like the song is going to drop this week, and tour dates are right after.
Have you watched the trailer for the Hulu documentary on Bon Jovi?
I have not. I've seen the trailer. I haven't seen the
Yeah, the trailer is out. So I don't know when the documentary comes out, but that'll be pretty interesting. I guess John Bon Jovi was talking about his voice and talking about what happened and all the different stuff. And he said that he thought God was taking his voice away from him because he said, a lot of singers get the nodes or nodules or whatever on their thing, and he had all this stuff, and I guess he had a bunch of different surgery and doing all, because we thought for a while that he was going deaf the way he sounded.
Right, because he had to overpronounce all his words and he had to read off a prompter, so I thought he was going deaf. But Snake Sabo from Skid Row, when he was in here, he said, I asked him off the air and said I wouldn't talk about it on the air, but he didn't seem like it was a big secret. He said John had throat surgery, and he said that the recovery, after the surgery, he couldn't sing for like a year or like 6 months before he could put strain on his voice. But he said now he's already hitting notes that he hadn't hit in 20 years.
that's
So
good.
hopefully that'll work out.
And the other thing is, John said he almost had to relearn how to sing.
Yeah.
Because
he's probably been faking it all these the last couple of years because he can't carry those notes.
Yeah, and if you have to, your voice, you have to build it back up and do that. You probably don't even know how to do any of that stuff.
The other thing is you can't hide it with Richie Sambora because Richie's such a good singer. and you couldn't hide it with him just singing the backing vocals.
So they had the thing where John was honored for Music Cares or whatever it is, and Richie was not there.
He was not there because his mother fell and broke her hip.
Yeah.
And he would.
Are we sure that's not just something that they were like?
They made a big deal about it because she's like 90-something years old and she couldn't get around. So he's a mama's boy.
Yeah.
It's an Italian thing.
Was that? Did you meet her when you dropped off the letter?
I did. I did meet his, but I met his mother a couple of times. But yeah, I did meet her that day. Yeah. Did you see the trailer for Wicked, the movie that's coming out?
That looks really good, doesn't it?
So I've seen the play. And the play was fantastic, and I thought it looked good. Who is that girl playing the
witch?
I think it's a black girl playing a green girl.
Black girl. Yeah.
Who is she? I don't know who she. I couldn't recognize her. And Ariana Grande's in it.
Yes.
But I couldn't figure it out from the green girl's face of exactly who she was or what she was from.
Let me see. Yeah, I thought so too. Her name is Cynthia Erivo.
Okay,
and
so she might be
other stuff she's been in is, let's see. Oh, she was in The Outsider, that HBO show with Jason Bateman where it was kind of like Supernatural. Do you remember that? She was the cop on there. I remember her from that. She was at the Bad Times at the El Royale.
She was good in that.
Yeah.
I forgot The Outsider. That was a good show.
She was in Luther, which was on Hulu, I think. Whatever.
For those of you who don't know, Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's how the Wicked Witch became the Wicked Witch, and it's fantastic. It's a great story.
Okay.
You never seen it?
Never seen it, yeah.
So I went to go see it when Joey was really little, and we went to go see it on Broadway, and that's where what's her face, Idina Menzel. What is her name?
Idina Menzel.
No, but how do you say it?
Please welcome Idina Menzel. My good friend is what he said too. He goes, please welcome my good friend Idina Menzel.
She was, I believe that she really got famous from that because she's such a good singer before the Snow movie.
Yeah, I think what's her name did it as well. That Kristen
Chenoweth. Yeah. Well, it's good. I'll definitely take my daughter to see that when it's in the movies.
Do you know who else is in Wicked? So you have her, you have Ariana Grande, you have Michelle Yeoh from Everything All at Once, all that stuff. Jeff Goldblum, Bowen Yang, a bunch of different people. Also, Ethan Slater.
I don't know who that is.
The little puppet that came to life and is now banging Ariana Grande.
She got him in the movie.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a Broadway guy.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, whenever she does in the trailer, whenever the witch does the thing, whenever and points and the monkey busts through the window and starts flying, it's like, that looks scary. Yeah, that looked like it's going to be very good. So we'll see. Finally, not finally in news. Ozzy Osbourne is very upset with Kanye West because he used an unauthorized sample of Ozzy. He called Kanye an anti-Semite and said, quote, I want no association with that man.
Sharon said he messed with the wrong Jew.
Yeah, I saw that. That's funny. Speaking of Ozzy, the nominees.
So he had to take it off.
Yeah.
Kanye had to take it off.
Well, you can't just take people's stuff.
Well, they did that for years, though. They did it, and they just got sued and settled. But they had to end up having to take it off because Joey played it for me with the sampling.
Yeah,
it was good.
Vanilla Ice tried to do it as Queen, and he was like, "Theirs goes dun 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 dun, ours goes dun 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 dun." They're like, "No, it doesn't. It doesn't. We're taking all your money."
Once it's out there, though, it's out there.
Yeah, that's true now
with digital.
Yeah. The nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's class of 2024 have been announced.
I'll tell you what, can we take a break and come back and
Sure.
do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because we're running late, and I do want to spend some time on that. So,
Okay.
All right, good. Is that it? Is that the only last thing?
Yes,
in news?
that's the
Okay,
last thing.
good. So thank you, Galvin. We'll take a quick break. When we come in, we'll go right into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees, and we'll see who we think we're going to get in. We usually are pretty good at this. We'll see how that's going to work out. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, every year it puts out the list of nominees they have. And I believe somewhat the fans weigh in on it. They've been under a lot of criticism in the last couple of years for not putting bands that should have been in a long time ago in. So I think they're kind of coming around a little. What do we have this year?
So the interesting thing about it is obviously people have a problem with it being called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then they put in stuff that is obviously not rock and roll.
Let me ask you, though. I always just think rock and roll is a term like that describes music, I think. So when you tell me it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't mind that Dolly Parton's in and all these other people.
No, but the thing is you just said it right there in your explanation of it. It should just be the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little cooler to say rock and roll.
Didn't it start out though primarily rock musicians, and then it kind of evolved over the years?
I don't know. I don't really see. The problem is that they were doing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for so many years without there actually being a building.
Yeah.
So they would put all these people in, and they would do these private ceremonies in New York at like Irving Plaza or one of those places with a ballroom, and they would do it all there, and nobody would ever get to see them. I've been seeing them for a long time because I have a cousin who was a cameraman who would shoot these things, and he would send me the infamous tapes with the infamous jams on them where all these guys got up together, and you'd see Springsteen playing with Bob Dylan and all that. So I've been seeing them for all these years, but they were never, before the internet, they were never really made public. So now that you have the actual building, and they have different wings, and they have different areas you can go in, I don't. It doesn't bother me that it encompasses all music.
Well, it does some people, and I not really an argument, but there was an argument that I had with a person over one of these people and tried to explain to him. Yeah, once you get past that, it's called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This person should be in. But anyways,
I got to write these down as you're saying them.
So they announced it. Ozzy Osbourne.
Hold on. I'm not going to get to my pager. Hold on. Ozzy
has a chance to be a double honoree because, of course, he's already in with Black Sabbath. This is Ozzy's solo work.
And I don't recall seeing Black Sabbath getting inducted. Do you?
Yeah, Metallica did it.
I don't remember it. Okay.
It was fairly recent, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last couple years.
Yeah.
Oh, did Ozzy get up there?
I don't remember. I know that Rival Sons actually did War Pigs, I think. They played, and Metallica was up there and stuff. But
all right, Ozzy.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige,
okay,
who has been nominated a couple times, I believe, right?
All right. Yeah, I think so.
This one is the one that I had the argument about. The person said Mariah Carey in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
100%.
Mariah Carey is the most successful solo artist. She has more number ones than anyone, I think, for a solo career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, she's huge.
Right now, I don't think you could deny any of the ones that you just even mentioned so far.
So Mariah Carey.
Yeah, Taylor's coming for that ass, though. Get ready.
But it's got to be 25 years after their first album release.
Yeah, she got time.
Cher.
Oh,
Yes.
of course. Because I'm sure she's in with Sonny and Cher.
Yeah.
I don't know. That I don't know. Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dave
that's not a
Matthews
joke.
Band. No.
I thought you were doing a bad Cher. How about that? The two of them. Do you burn?
They should do a little crossover. Eric B. and Rakim.
See, here's the thing. Eric B. and Rakim are a pioneer.
Very influential, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
but not. I mean, they really had one song that people knew.
But that's the thing about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't think it's all about the hits. I think it's about the influence as well. And
I don't think there's enough influence there. There were plenty of other rappers at that time doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not making an argument for them to get in or not. I'm just saying if it was hits.
Rap Hall of Fame, yes. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no.
Cardi B is the better of the bees, in my opinion.
This one is one that I have been saying for years that I can't believe that they're not in because they have been eligible since 2002. So it's been 22 years that they've been eligible. Finally, a nominee, Foreigner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Foreigner. Good God, how are they not in?
I can't believe they're not.
Every song they have is a hit. Every song they have is a hit. It's unbelievable. Some guy goes, I hope it's not the new singer that gets in. Now, of course, Lou Graham's going to get in with them. Lou Graham is the guy who's on every hit.
Not my Foreigner.
Not my Foreigner, man.
So the way it goes, if you played on an album or sang on the album, that's how you get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you it's really tough when you have a guy like Peter Cetera didn't show up for the Chicago one just because he still hates all those people.
Yeah.
But if you get a bandmate that you talk so much crap about, now you have to be up there with you.
The thing with Lou Graham is he has in the past recent years showed up at some of the shows and went out and sang with Foreigner and did some stuff. And Kelly Hansen, who sings with him now, has been in the band for like 20 years or something. And I got to be honest with you, I don't think even Mick Jones is playing with Foreigner anymore, so I don't think there's anyone in the band that was in the band.
It's just all new musicians.
New guy. Hell yeah.
Listen, if you want to hear Foreigner and you want to hear Foreigner live, these guys do it the best.
Listen, this is this song. Then you got this song. Speed up. Then you got a little bit of heavier, older.
Oh man, cold as
Foreigner.
ice.
Yes.
Then you got this.
Oh.
One guitar slung way down low.
Then you got this.
Hot-blooded. Go to the doctor if you have
And you think that's probably it, right? That's probably it. No.
Yeah,
you got this.
There's more? Oh.
This is my shower song, baby. Urgent. I love it.
And then you got this, my shower song.
Oh, Central. Yeah.
Want to know what love is?
It's my shower song.
Yeah, Foreigner should be shooing.
Yeah. Dirty White Boy. Say You Will. Listen, Urgent was on my Spotify playlist. That was my number one song. I play it every time I'm in the shower. You get a concert. My neighbors must love it. I play it so loud. So Foreigner, I mean, good God, they got to get in. Then do you feel like I do? Peter Frampton.
Oh, what?
Peter Frampton, not in there yet.
Question about Peter Frampton.
Yes.
He didn't start that whole
Talk box?
Yeah.
He whether he was the first one to do it, no, but he was the first one. I mean, he was a huge hit.
Made it famous.
Yeah, he made it famous.
So just like what's his name? Eddie Van Halen made the tapping thing famous.
And he wasn't the first one to do it. And he even said,
okay.
I'm not the first one to do it. He said he saw Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin, and Jimmy would do this and hold his hand up and do the tapping like that. And he goes, what if you took that hand and put it over here? And then so that's how he did the tapping.
Then Richie Sambora did ooh, 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 ooh,
Yeah,
became
he did the
even
top
more
box,
famous.
Jane's Addiction. We just talked about Chris Chaney, who's going to be playing bass for AC/DC.
I love Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
Jane's Addiction in there. How are these guys not in? Cool in the Gang.
Well, because of the argument. Are they rock and roll?
I would say yeah.
They're a lot more.
I think they deserve
they're a
to
lot
be
more
in.
rock and roll
Yeah.
than a lot of bands that are already in there.
And also, you want to talk about influential, And I mean, how many bands today are still using Cool in the Gang beats in their songs?
yeah, for sure. Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, okay.
I love Lenny Kravitz. I
Lenny
think he
Kravitz
should
got,
be in,
he's got
yeah.
a lot of hits. A
Yeah.
lot of hits. How about this one? They think they're bigger than the Beatles. Oasis.
Oh, godlike.
Yeah, God.
Oasis are-
they deserve to be in.
Oasis are such a great band, but everything about them is rock and roll.
Yeah.
Brothers who
Yep.
hate each other,
Yeah.
drugs, girls. They are the epitome of rock and roll.
Always smoking, wearing
Yeah.
sunglasses,
Like
getting mad at people that interview them.
They'll get in a fist fight if they go up there together to receive the award.
That
It'll
would be great.
They got to put them in just to see the awkwardness between the two brothers.
Do they perform together if they
Nope.
get in?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
There is a whole documentary about Oasis and stuff. Did you ever see the video where I don't know which one wouldn't play? They got in a fight, so they wouldn't play, but they already had the concert booked, so they did it with the one brother.
Yeah.
And he's singing and doing stuff, and the other brother.
Liam was the one that was singing, and then Noel was like, "I could sing these songs."
Yeah, and then the other brother was in the balcony yelling at him.
Yeah.
He was at the show. He
Heckling
was
him.
at the show,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't go down and play, and he was heckling him.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing about them is he shows up to heckle them at the gigs.
How about this? All of a sudden, this one is a nominee. Sinead O'Connor. Oh
No.
won't Mo be happy?
Yeah, Mo will be happy, but we Sinead O'Connor had one song.
And it wasn't even her song.
Right, it wasn't even her song. And Sinead O'Connor's most famous thing is that one tear that dripped down her eye, and the fact that she was a bald woman.
And ripped
That's
up the
it.
Pope's picture.
Yeah. But even then, she was singing "Nothing Compares to You" when she did it. So
Not cool. Out. Not my Pope.
Out. No, I'm not even writing her down. Out. Out.
Take a minute when I say this one because
Okay.
I don't want your first reaction. Pause for a second.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay.
Shot A.
Pause. in.
Yeah,
I love Sade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you want to talk about hits?
Yeah, if you for a second go, oh, Sade had one song. No, she didn't.
yeah.
No, she didn't. She had a ton of hits. A ton of hits for sure. There's another one that.
Hold on, let's just explore.
Sure.
This is the one everybody knows.
In the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Any of this? Get with the. Man and I are dating. I put this on right as we're about to make sweet love.
All dressed in white.
Oh, man.
I put this on my little boombox that was on the headboard of my bed, and I'm making out with her, and I look at her, and she looks at me, and she goes, and I quote, "Do we have to listen to this?"
This is great.
Sexy music.
They're making it nice.
I'm
She
making
said-
it nice.
Do we have to listen to this? I was like, "No, I guess
Churching
not."
it up.
I just imagine Mike in white linen, all white linen with like the wind blowing and stuff, and walking down the
Yeah,
hallway
100%.
with candles on either side, just getting ready. You ready for this? You better get ready for this.
She said, "Do you have to wear that white?" Yeah, that was my first rejection in bed.
And then final one, this one, another very influential, putting a little flavor in your ear, A Tribe Called Quest.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but the problem is that they're not gonna. They're somebody that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame likes, and that's right in their thing. But how many people get in?
Was it 5 usually?
Yeah, I don't think there's a set amount. I'm not sure because we've talked about this before. I don't know if there's a set amount, but I believe it's right around 5.
Right.
And then they usually do, this won this award,
Yeah,
in for this or whatever. So 10 of the nominees are first timers: Mariah Carey, Cher, Foreigner, Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Lenny Kravitz, Oasis, Sinead O'Connor, Sade, and technically Ozzy, since this is his first nomination as a solo artist.
Okay.
Like I said, he's already in Black Sabbath. The 2024 Rock and Roll Class Hall of Fame will be announced in April, and then the ceremony goes down sometime in the fall.
Oh, yeah. Still
I don't
doing it
know.
on HBO?
No, they do it on was on regular
ABC,
TV.
I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was on ABC.
And good, highly edited, so
Yeah.
it doesn't take forever. I wouldn't even know where to start because there's a list that should be, there's a list that I want, and there's a list that they'll probably pick.
All right, so let's go through them and let's vote on them and say whether they should or not. Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
If you're talking hits and influence, Ozzy, has influenced every rock band that's
Agreed.
out there.
Agreed.
It's crazy.
Can't escape it.
Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
This round?
Yeah,
I got to be
Mary-
honest with you.
What are you saying? For this, does she get in this round?
Yeah,
with
this
against
round.
those other people?
Yeah.
Probably not.
The problem for her is a woman named Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
And Cher.
Yeah.
But if you have Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige going, and you got to pick one, you pick Mariah Carey.
All day.
Yeah.
You know? All right, so Ozzy, yes. Mary J. Blige, not this time.
Not this time.
We love you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
too soon.
Not this time. Mariah Carey,
Yes.
yes. 100%. Then you have Cher.
No. Cher, yes.
Yeah, you have to get
Yeah.
Cher. And I mean, she's an icon.
Yeah.
You could not get away from love.
No. I mean, the videos, everything,
back time.
and the whole story about her leaving Sonny and being solo. And
Yeah.
Remember the video showing her ass?
Yeah, man. On the
yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
On the
I think you
battleship.
have
Yeah.
to get Sharon for
Maybe
sure.
an unpopular opinion. I don't think Ozzy gets in because
Why?
Crazy.
the fact that he's already in with Black Sabbath against all these other people. I think that
He's
That
another
hurts him.
icon. Everybody
And-
rips off Ozzy.
And he also a lot of poo-poo on Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the
That's
fact that he's
true.
already in there with Black Sabbath, it kind of eliminates him against these people.
It soils it.
I think you have a lot of people in leather showing up if you don't put Ozzy in.
Yeah.
It's, Dave Matthews Band.
Not this time. No, not very influential. I mean,
Listen to me. They are the new Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
They are one of the most popular bands in the world. Have been for years.
Anytime they
playing.
anytime they come in concert, everybody's hitting you up for tickets for Dave Matthews.
I don't think this time.
I think they're. I think so. I have to say, and I hate them.
Do you really?
I hate everything.
So
about
let's go around. Mike, you say yes.
Yes.
Gio,
Dave, yes.
Spanish.
I say no, not this time.
All their fans will show up. It'll be huge.
I say not this time.
Yeah.
Joe,
I say no way. That granola hugging guy. No.
Carmen,
Not this time.
not this time. All right. So we
His
say
wife
no.
died, Joe.
I don't.
Who did?
His
Dave
wife was-
Matthews?
Dave Matthews, yeah, right.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know. Did he?
I don't know.
Why would you
Made
say
that up. I want Joe to feel bad.
Why? Why
Hey, hey, Alexa. Did Dave Matthews' band wife die?
Still married to the
Shut up. Yeah, Dave Matthews' wife died.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Alexa, stop. Nobody.
Yeah, see? Way to go, Joe.
I don't
she
feel
was
bad.
married to the whole band.
Jennifer Matthews
I don't care.
Yeah.
was not so lucky. 56 years old.
You know what they said happened? The ambulance didn't get there because she was going, oh, 911.
She died of too much suck in the house.
Eric B. and Rakim. No.
Yeah,
not
no,
this time.
I don't know who they are.
Not this
I
time.
hope no.
You know who they are.
I don't think I do.
If you heard the song, you would know.
Oh.
Foreigner. 100% yes.
Yeah.
No. Do I want them in? Yes. Do I think they're going to get in? No.
I texted Mike about it, and I said, if Foreigner doesn't get in, there's going to be trouble. I'm trouble.
Okay.
I will show up.
I will be there.
Where is it? Cincinnati? Where is it?
I just played all those hits for you, and I believe they should get in, but I don't think they're going to get in.
That's too
All
bad.
right, let's vote. Mike says no.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I
No,
played
no.
more. Okay.
Whether they get in or not. It's not whether you want them in. I get it. You want them in. I'm
Yeah,
saying,
no.
are they going to get in this round? Mike says no. Gio?
No.
Spanish?
Yes.
100% yes. Joe?
Yes.
Carmen?
No.
Oh, we're split right down the
And
middle.
they've been nominated before?
No, this is the first nomination.
Yeah.
They've been eligible since 2002. So this is the first time for them.
That's very
It's
weird,
been
though.
22 years. But they're one of the ones that you're like, bands that aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It used to be Cheap Trick was one, but it was always Foreigner was number one. Can you believe Foreigner's not in there?
No.
Yeah.
And
That's
then it would
crazy.
go Cheap Trick's not in there. This, that, but they are now.
I feel like there's always some type of like politics involved. There's
Oh,
got to be a reason
absolutely.
why.
There's
they've
nobody
not-
left in the band.
Yeah.
But that
20
doesn't-
years,
that's
no
not a thing.
nominations.
Yeah, I did, but I think I don't know. I just
They put in people-
I feel like they deserve to be in there. I don't think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to put them in there.
I don't know. Their drummer, I believe, lives in Sarasota.
Not right now. I mean, they do. They will be in there. I just
They
don't think
must
right
have
now.
pissed off somebody.
Well, we split on that. So what do we do? It was 3-3.
They're out.
So then we're saying no, they're not going to get in. All right, Peter Frampton.
Yes.
Yes,
Talk box.
Peter Frampton gets in.
Got
Yeah.
to.
I say
he's one of
yes.
those people that everybody else refers to as a. When I first saw Frampton,
Cheryl
Yeah.
Crow, was
Yeah.
talking about it. Gio, does he get in? Peter Frampton?
Yes.
Joe?
I want him to get in, but I think he will be snubbed again.
Oh, Carmen, what do you think?
No way.
Well, you're outvoted. Peter Frampton is in.
You're out.
Snubbed.
There's too many other big names on that list.
Jane's Addiction.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't think they get in this first
Rock
one.
and Roll Hall of Fame loves these kind of bands.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Weird,
Am I
weird
outvoted on that?
androgynous
All right.
singer.
Jane's Addiction in.
All the grunge bands.
We
are
already
in.
have 5. We already have 5, and I don't think we're even halfway through the list. So Cool in the Gang.
They have to.
Not this time.
Is this their first time?
For Cool in the Gang, no. This is not their first nomination.
Oh,
Not cool.
not cool. Or the gang.
Out.
Do you know that Dave Matthews, before his wife married the band, she was married to the gang?
Oh no.
Yeah. Wow. That was easy.
Good.
So who says yes for Cool in the Gang?
No.
No?
Oh.
I say no.
I say yes.
I say Cool in the Gang gets in, and Jane's Addiction doesn't.
Might be because they owe him.
All right, we'll
like
see.
it.
Lenny Kravitz.
Yes.
No.
Yep. Yes.
I love Lenny Kravitz. He does
Not
not
this
get in.
round.
He's a solo artist.
He will get in. He does not get
Not
in
this round.
Yeah.
Getting in.
The fact that he was able to just whip out his wiener up on stage and play an entire song.
He
You
didn't whip it.
always bring that up,
He didn't whip it
Gio.
out. He just unraveled it.
Yeah, it just like fell out and was there for a song.
It was remarkable,
He
Carmen.
thought there was a fire,
Yeah.
so it unraveled.
yeah.
That's the best thing about Lenny Kravitz is he won't have to pick out a shirt to
Right.
wear to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Just
that
show
alone.
him whatever he's wearing that day.
Lenny's first nomination, first time
in for sure.
nominated.
Yeah.
No way.
I say no.
I say
Yeah. Yeah, you know it.
It's a lock.
You know it.
Oh, not this time.
This time.
I say Lenny's in.
Yeah.
They
I
love
say
Lenny.
he's in.
I think
He's
they
in.
love Lenny.
Yeah, they do.
LL.
Yeah.
Ladies love Lenny.
Ladies love Lenny.
LL.
Plus, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they want to put him on all their promotional stuff.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
That photo of his,
Think about this. Think about this one. And I have a theory on this one. Oasis.
In.
not
In?
this time.
Not this time?
No.
No?
In.
Too soon.
Too much drama.
It is everything about rock and roll is Oasis. They're from England. They're brothers. They fight. They
Oi.
drink. They do drugs. They have solo albums. They're dying to see them reunite. 100%.
Here's the thing. I say no because it's a smart marketing move by Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because they will rip the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
That's
apart
true.
and they'll be talking about them and everybody will be talking about them. Can you believe they didn't put Oasis in? They're fighting each other, doing all that stuff. I say no, they don't get in this time.
And they say, you know what? Let's go out on tour together.
right.
We'll be
Maybe
back.
their own
We'll
thing.
get their attention.
We'll show you
that
how
would
good
be
we are.
awesome.
Sinead O'Connor.
No.
No, gross.
I believe somebody said gross in the back there.
Wait,
That's not going to happen.
Last time
Sade.
we saw Shane O'Connor was in a hotel in Bayonne, New Jersey. It was
Motel, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a hotel.
No thanks.
Sade.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ordinary love. Sorry.
A Tribe Called Quest.
No.
I
Tribe
say
Called
yes.
Quest
not
keep
this
getting
time.
snubbed. They keep getting snubbed, man.
I say they get in because they're not going to put Eric B. and Rakim in, so they're going to put Tribe Called
See,
Quest.
I think they go Eric B. and Rakim and Tribe Called Quest gets snubbed again.
I think this is the class of women. It's Sade, Cher, Mariah Carey, and
Ozzy.
there's no Tribe Called Quest does not get in.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all of them.
Charlie Belcher is the best job ever. All he is doing right now is sitting there eating Chinese food and churros. That's his job. He's talking about I'm at this restaurant that serves Chinese food and churros, and now I'm going to eat it all.
All
Good
right.
for him.
You're opening a restaurant, two things that don't go together.
Yeah.
Like Chinese food and churros.
There was an
churros.
Italian Chinese restaurant like over in by the airport.
Well, I can see that fusion, but I'm talking about like two specific things. What are you making?
But what are you getting from the Chinese?
Italian?
You get
Noodles.
wonton parmesan?
No, but I'm saying like you do a fusion, you have noodles and you do a different, stuff, whatever. A meatball that maybe has, carrot and this type of stuff, whatever in there, So I can see the fusion thing there, but I'm talking like that's two completely separate things. You have a
Okay,
Mexican
two
dessert
things.
with Asian food. What are you doing? What's your restaurant? What are the two different things?
Ramen ice cream.
Ramen ice cream. All right. Doesn't have to necessarily be dessert. I'm just talking about two completely different things.
Oh. Well,
But,
then
okay.
ramen hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's my passion.
But hot dogs go in ramen.
Maybe you want to just a hot dog on the side?
Oh, I do Chinese pizza.
Chinese pizza.
Easy, Ricker.
Oh.
Oh, Chinese pizza.
I do sushi burrito.
Oh, but they have
I did.
those. They
I
have
did.
you?
Yeah, they have sushi burritos.
They're delicious.
I did
Imagine that.
Korean tacos one time. They were fantastic.
Where do you get a sushi burrito?
Oh, Michael.
At the either burrito or sushi place.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have not tried, have you had like hand rolls before?
Yeah.
They're kind of like a hand roll, except it's delicious. Big fat burrito with just sushi.
I'm doing smash burgers and wedding cakes. And you
Oh,
have to eat the whole wedding cake right there.
Have you seen the thing where you can order a wedding cake sampler from Publix?
What?
Oh.
And it comes with
What?
4 different ones and
Yeah.
icing and stuff like that. Yeah. You can, yeah, it's like $10 or something
What
like
are you
that.
doing searching for wedding stuff?
It's not wedding stuff,
Just
Gio.
food.
It's cake. Idiot.
Congratulations.
Can I tell you, in some of you, well, I don't want to give that away. Best cake I've ever had in my life. The best tasting cake, and it was absolutely gorgeous looking, was my wife's birthday. Was the
Oh, my God.
Alessi
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the
That
best
was-
cake. It was some sort of raspberry cream filled this, that, whatever that had bats on it and everything else. But the the taste of it, I mean, that was so good.
Alessi is the only place you get the best of both worlds, where it looks great and tastes great.
Yeah, and thank God JoJo was there because nobody knew how to cut that cake. We were all like, and she's pulling stuff off and doing this and cutting. I was like, I would have just bit into like a plastic bat or something.
I want to do all the things you do with a woman with JoJo and all the things you do with a man with JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would go to concerts with her,
Hunting.
I'd go hunting with her.
Yeah.
I would cook food with her. I
She'd
would
be a great
go to
hunter.
Try on wedding dresses with her. Whatever she wants
You'd
to do.
put Sade on with her.
Yeah.
Why are you trying on wedding dresses, though?
You don't know what he does. Would you put Sade on with her? What happened? You all right? Something oh.
No, everything's fine. It's got taste.
All right. He'd put on Sade and put on his white linen clothes and walk down the hallway.
I love Sade.
Yeah. I think she's
with his arms out. Is he walking with his arms out?
and
One
this
foot
stuff
in front
catches
of the
on
other.
fire because of the candles. Your white linen clothes catch on fire at the very end, and then you're naked. and You're like, yeah, this is what I had it all planned out.
It's by design.
It went bad so fast.
I'm gonna do fried chicken. And jelly beans. I like that. Yeah.
I like it.
Oh.
I like
Carmen.
Sweet and
I'm out.
savory. Sweet and
Carmen, listen to
savory.
me. After you have a nice meal, don't you want just like a little jelly bean? Just
Yeah.
It's not too much.
No, it's never. It's never too much.
And you might get one that tastes like a booger.
Yeah.
yeah.
By
Harry
the way,
Potter style.
I saw a funny thing the other day. It said they said to bring a dessert and a game to a party that they were going to, and the cake just said "find the toenail." The dessert and the game.
That's a genius.
Well, there you go. That's it for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We don't know.
Yeah.
Who do you think deserves to be in that never gets mentioned?
Oh, Limp Bizkit.
All right.
I mean, it's too early for them. Right?
That never gets mentioned. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I have to think about it too. But
POD.
is Gordon Lightfoot in?
He's, he's Canadian.
I thought
Is he allowed in?
Are any of the heavy metal bands in? Like your Slayers and your
Metallica's in.
Metallica? Yeah, like
There has to have a certain amount of commercial success, I think, before the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame takes them seriously, even though they like to pretend it has nothing to do with that.
right. Nobody's bigger than Metallica.
Yeah, no, Metallica. I mean, even like if you're just talking bands, they're one of
Yeah.
the biggest bands of all time. You know, not even necessarily heavy metal.
Like I wonder if any other what other heavy metal bands would even have a shot at something like that.
Does Megadeth? Does
I mean, I guess Black Sabbath you could count as a heavy metal band.
Oh, certainly, they're
Yeah.
the creators. You know, but like Deep Purple's in.
Yeah.
Some of those ones, like older rock, whatever. But if you're talking about like our generation heavy metal, you know, Anthrax isn't getting in.
Warrant,
too bad.
Warrant never gets brought up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just curious, and I don't know. I unfortunately don't have the information to even double check anything right now. But I bet there's bands just like Foreigner, like where you're like, how are they not in?
Styx is one. I still believe Styx still not in. I don't think.
Ridiculous.
Six never gets nominated.
Billy Joel in, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
would
so.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't recall. Unless he got in so long ago.
Yeah.
Before they started televising.
I would imagine Foo Fighters should be coming up. Was 25 years since your first album?
Yeah.
So they got to be coming up there pretty soon.
Billy Joel got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1999.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was way
He's in the
before he started.
Songwriter Hall of Fame. Foo Fighters, yeah, because Dave Grohl
He's
is
in for Nirvana.
I think he's in for Foo Fighters as well,
really?
right? Because he was one of the double nominees. Yeah, he's in. Foo Fighters are in.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember. I thought Brock Purdy was a rookie earlier on the show today. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's only his second year.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes I do know what I'm saying, and I just use the wrong words.
Foo Fighters got in 2021. Yeah. Paul McCartney put them in.
Oh yeah.
All right. Way to go, Dave.
Good job, Dave.
You know.
Yeah, he's double honoree.
All right, we got a lot still going on the show today. Ian Beckles is coming in at 9 o'clock. We'll talk a little bit of Super Bowl with him. And then at 9:30, Chris Hardwick is going to join us. So let's take a break. When we come back, we'll give some stuff away.
Friday, we are here for Gio's birthday.
Yes.
Okay. I already got your present.
No, I'm leaving.
Well, one of them.
I got both your
Thank you.
presents.
Thank you. Birthdays make me feel very uncomfortable.
Well,
Did you getting older and closer? Yeah.
yeah. Just in general.
You are going to be 44, right?
Wow.
Getting a little long in
Are
the
you
tooth.
43 now?
Yes.
So you'd be 44.
Yes.
damn.
I'm going to give you for your birthday.
Carmen gave you a wolf.
For your birthday, I'm going to give you Joe. Whenever you need him, let me know.
Yeah.
You can borrow.
Perfect.
All right.
Joe and I
I'm
were
okay with that.
Joe and I were buddies this weekend. We hung out.
It sounds like he ditched you. What are you talking about?
That's not
No,
true
he
at
hung
all.
out. He hung out pretty late.
Yeah.
He didn't go for the late night adventures.
He
but
didn't
he's an
even
old
drink.
man.
Yeah.
He barely drank.
I
didn't want to hang
that's
out.
not true. I did drink.
I saw him drink.
No.
I was.
You weren't even there.
And he sang.
he wasn't
You were
drinking.
with Eric.
I could smell him the day after. He didn't smell like his normal boozy
I didn't
self.
even see
By the way, how
you
good am I
next
that I
day.
remember your stupid
That was very
friend's
nice.
name?
Thank you. Yeah.
Does anyone think that Spanish was really with his friend Eric?
No. No way.
Good. That's what we think of you.
I don't care.
None of us. You do care a lot.
I do not.
Fakest person I know.
Yeah.
I don't think Eric's even a real person.
He's not. It's the whole thing made up.
Eric is what he calls his girlfriend's
Oh.
heart.
All right.
Hello, Eric.
Honey, I'd like to see your Eric.
Is Eric available to come out and play, Miss?
What did you guys do?
We stayed at my brother's place, hung out.
You just the three of you just hung out?
No, there was 4 of us. His girlfriend is there too.
So Eric, his girlfriend.
No, his brother's girlfriend.
My brother's girlfriend.
Oh, your brother's girlfriend.
Fiance or girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Okay.
Your bad breath brother and his dumb girlfriend, and you
Yep.
and Invisible Eric all hung
Invisible
out together.
Eric. That's true. Yeah.
What a fun night that sounds like.
It was nice. It was nice. I haven't seen Eric in a long time.
You couldn't see him at the Daiquiri Shack?
No, I could not. No,
He
I
would have
could
been
not.
invisible there for
He
you?
would have been invisible, and it would have been very hard to talk with Joe's amazing singing.
Where's
I don't
Eric?
know. Jenny was there, and the other Jenny was there, and they seemed to talk pretty well.
Yeah.
Carrie was there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Shane and Daphne were there. Everybody was talking
Shane
just
and
fine.
Daphne were there?
Yeah.
Not just Daphne.
I'm looking at the whole side of the stage of where everybody sat to my right.
That's pretty good. You got a very good memory. I'm sorry that I
The
was
guys from Jack Jagger band were there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh.
Dude, that dude's way bigger than I thought he would be. He came up to me and he was tall and he had big arms, and I was like, "What? Who is this?"
And then Sean Chambers got up and jammed with us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Missed
cool.
that.
Yeah, he was great.
He really was. It was a good time. The Madeira Beach Drinking Incorporated was there. What was the
Yeah,
name
all
of
the
that band?
ladies. Yeah.
What was the name of that group?
Some sort of
John-
drinking
Madeira
club.
Beach Drinking Club.
Yeah. I met them at Gasparilla. They're good people.
They were great.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there at Gasparilla that came out, except you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't care.
Where's Eric from?
He's from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
Never,
last week.
Neverland. He's fake Eric. We call him Ferric.
Yeah. I only.
Easy.
Mariah didn't go?
No,
What did she do?
she was working.
She should have came to the Daiquiri Shack.
She could have, but she was working.
Were you like, sorry, I can't hang out with you. I'm going to sit in a room with my brother and my friend
I
and his
did.
girlfriend.
Yeah, I did say that.
Ugh.
I did. Yeah. But we hung out on Saturday, so it was all right.
What'd you guys do?
We walked around downtown St. Pete, checked out the pier.
Oh, life.
She made fun of me for that. Yeah.
By the
So-
way, when I was out on the trail, I almost took video of just woods, and I was going to send it to you guys and just put,
You
life.
should have. You got to have the ellipses on there. Don't forget the ellipses.
I sent it to Mariah. She put a picture up, and I just wrote "Oh Life"
Yeah.
on it. And then, like 3 hours later, she goes, "Okay, I'm hearing the replay now. I get it." So, you know,
I sent it to Eric. He didn't respond.
Yeah. Well, you don't have
this
his
doesn't
number.
exist.
Exactly.
You don't have his number.
Ferric at Gmail.
I don't have a lot of time, and I want to play a game to give some stuff away. So we're just going to play Whose Tweet Is It just to squeeze one in before the top of the hour, because Ian will be here, and then Chris Hardwick is going to join us. Chris Hardwick, I'll bring it up when he's on. I already got the job for him. He's promoting something he's doing now, but there's something he should be doing. We'll get to it when he's on the phone. But right now, let's play a little Whose Tweet Is It. Here we go.
Let the tweeting begin.
It's time to play Whose Tweet Is It Anyway? On the Mike Calta Show.
I love my doctor, Dr. Matt Nassetti from Sarasota, that I drive to Sarasota to go to the doctor. That's how much I love him. But I have an appointment today, and I don't have to go. I could do it on the computer now. Oh my God. That is the best. To not have to drive to Sarasota today. Oof.
What
But
kind of appointment?
I mean, well, you got to know everything.
Well, I mean, if you don't have to go in, then it's not that serious.
I had the ultrasound done on my hernia,
Oh, okay.
and he got the results, so we got to go over that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But, Carm, you know where else I'm going today?
Where
The gym.
are you? With who?
The gym guy.
Mr. Jim.
His name.
Sounds real.
Sean, my trainer that I've used before, who I really like.
You shouldn't
Okay.
give his name out.
No. Not
Hey, man,
a couple weeks of progress.
Can you stop saying my name on air? I'm losing clients
Dude,
left and right.
This is what I tell my wife. I'm like, how could you be a therapist who fixes fat people with a fat husband? Yeah. So
Nice.
anyway,
Jim.
How
we
is
gotta
your-
get
how is
back
the
into it.
Ozempic auto parts?
I don't know. I mean, like,
Are you doing it or no?
Yeah, and I see people on Ozempic and they're just shredding weight, and I'm like, nope. It definitely does curb your appetite because there's some days like towards the end of the week it fades out. You know, like it's time for a new shot, and you start getting some cravings, and that is definitely stifled when you first take the shot. But like yesterday, I don't know. I would have ate everything in the house yesterday. I didn't. I bought Fritos and onion dip for the Super Bowl, and I didn't even open them.
How did you recover after pizza day? Because that was.
It turned into
was
pizza
Friday.
weekend.
Did it?
Yeah, because, well, it wasn't so bad, Gio, but I did know that I was going to drink on a Friday night, which I did. I had a lot of Bud Lights and a couple of shots of tequila, and then once you have one shot of tequila, everybody wants to buy you tequila, and that's when it becomes bad.
When your wife came in on Friday after pizza, she was shocked and disappointed, it seemed like.
She
Yeah.
was.
Well, because I've been so good.
Yeah, she's
you
like,
know.
no, you did not. And you're
Carmen,
like,
it was
yeah.
so good. She was so upset.
Yeah, she was
It's
very.
okay. You only had one piece. That's okay.
Oh,
Oh no.
You saw him have one.
I may have only had two pieces.
What?
Yeah,
Allegedly.
the first one and the last one.
By the way, we got Three Brothers Pizza came in because it was National Pizza Day, and we were talking about it and stuff and deciding. And Mike was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it." And then these guys kind of went, and I told him, "I go, I'm not eating any. We got a cruise coming up."
Jerk.
My other weakness is Clearwater Bagel. When I stay in Clearwater and I know Clearwater Bagel's there, that's my other weakness. So
Plus, you're eating all that Buff City soap. It cleans out your system. Cleans out your system.
hey,
Bagels
by the
and
way,
pizza.
Buff City soap in Clearwater and in Midtown, great stuff. Sarasota, there's one over there. But you they get a candle and the candle's great, and then it goes away and you never see the candle again. I love a candle. I want the same candle. Look at my candle. I'm burning glass right now.
I know.
Yeah,
Sorry,
stock
Michael.
up.
I know.
Got to stock up. Buy,
This is
like,
my
you know,
second one.
buy half a dozen at a time.
I know. They're expensive.
Get them in bulk.
All right, let's do this. Oh, you know what else I got to give love to? The guy whose name I don't know. The guy who hooked us up at the hotel, at the Cambria Hotel.
Oh, Justin is
Justin.
his name.
He
yeah.
came out to the show.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
He came out and goes, "Why didn't you check in?" I go, "I did." And he goes, "No, you didn't." I go, "I did just a half hour ago." They had Bud Lights in the refrigerator. They gave me a pair of sunglasses, a tumbler. They had a bunch of appetizers.
Hell yeah.
gift
What's up,
cards.
Justin?
Yeah. It was great, and they were super nice. And it's the coldest room you'll ever stay in.
Oh, perfect.
Wonderful.
Good. I'm glad. See, I'm glad it worked out.
No,
You thought I
thank
was
you.
joking.
You
Eric
never
stayed in there
trust
too.
Eric, well, no, he was with me.
All right, so we're going to do Who's Tweet. I'm going to read a tweet from somebody on the bone, on the air staff. You guys try and figure out. First one to get to 3 is going to win. This is a very timely tweet, although it is not from this year. It's actually from last year. But we were talking about Michael Jackson, Sony buying the catalog, and then Cher as well. This is a video of, I believe, from Cher's variety show that she had on. And she had Jackson 5 on there, and they're all dancing around, and they start doing the robot, and it's really weird. And the tweet says, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Whose tweet is that?
Done.
Mike's done. Spanish is done.
Done.
Carmen and Gio are done. All right, Spanish, I'm going to start with you. Whose tweet is that?
That is Dizzy.
You said it's Dizzy. Mike Calta, who you got?
Black subject matter, recycled jokes. That's Spike.
You said Spike.
Yeah.
All right. Gio, who you got?
I believe that's Dizzy.
You said it's Dizzy. And Carmen, what do you think?
I also said Dizzy.
3 of you said Dizzy. 1 of you said Spike. None of you said Mo, and that's who it was. Mike, you literally said that's Dizzy.
Yeah, I
I mean,
sure.
that's Spike. Yeah.
Recycled joke.
No points on that one. No points on that one. All right, your next tweet. Let's go with this one. It says Tracy Chapman will perform her iconic Hard Luck anthem "Fast Car" with Luke Combs during the Grammys for 2024. And this is a retweet. That's from Rolling Stone. And the retweet quote says, "Very cool."
Very cool.
Very cool.
One more time.
It's about Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs going to be playing at the Grammys doing Fast Car. And the person wrote, "Very cool."
Done.
I'm giving it an inflection. I shouldn't give it an inflection. It reads very cool.
I'm not done.
Done.
Carmen's done. Spanish is done.
Done.
Gio's done.
Not wordy enough for Mo. Too smart for Spike. Not ghetto enough for Dizzy.
Whoa.
Not enough emojis for Monica.
I think I nailed it.
Will doesn't care about black
Look at
people.
my paper.
Oh, I'm looking at your paper.
I don't know whether you know this game is not who it isn't. It's whose tweet is it.
Good point out.
Done.
Would you like me to list more people that the tweet is not? David Spade, by the way, has the funniest thing about that. He's talking about who wants to be a millionaire. He goes, I love the talk in between the thing. He goes, let me see. Post-its are yellow. I know that. And there we go. All right, just answer the question. All right, everybody's done. Gio, whose tweet is that?
Very cool. Mike Olivero.
That's Mike Olivero, you say.
Oh, that's a good one.
Carmen, what do you think?
Very cool. That's Mike Olivero.
Oh, all right. Mike Calta, who you got?
Very cool. John Senning.
He said it's John Senning. Spanish, who do you think it is?
Very cool. That's Mo.
He said it's Mo.
By the way, let's not confuse it. Mo, not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carmen and Gio both said Mike Olivero. Spanish said Mo. You guys should have went with what Mike said because he said John Senning and he got a point. Yeah, how you like
See,
that?
it took me I had to work it through.
By the way, I said it sarcastically. I believe John Senning was excited about that, and it was a good performance. He was saying
really
very cool, like he likes that. So good. All right, this next one has a picture of a guy who looks a lot like President Zelensky from Ukraine, and he's kind of nodding off. It's in the audience somewhere. It's at the Royal Rumble. And the tweet says, sad, ! All in capital letters, sad. All those taxpayer dollars to Ukraine just so Zelensky can sleep through the Royal Rumble. Whose tweet is that?
Done.
Mike's done.
Done.
Spanish is done.
Don't look at my paper, Gio.
Gio, if you have questions, I can answer. Carmen is done.
What is it again?
It is a picture of a guy who looks similar to Zelensky, and he's kind of taking a little nappy nap. And it says, sad. All those taxpayer dollars to Ukraine just so Zelensky can sleep through the Royal Rumble.
All right, done.
All right. Gio, I'm going to start with you. Who you got?
John Senning.
You said it's John Senning.
Double Senning.
Carmen, who do you think it is?
Double Senning.
Oh, you think I double setting? Huh. Interesting. Spanish, who has a fake friend named Eric. Who you got?
He's a real person.
No, he's not.
Ferric.
He's 100% real.
Way.
100% real. And I went with Will Kuntz.
You say Will Kuntz. Mike Kelta. Who you got?
I also went Coonsy.
You went Kuntz. We're split right down the middle. 2 for Senning, 2 for Kuntz. I double Senning you.
Yeah.
That was John Senning. Carmen and Gio both get a point. Everybody except for Spanish, who has a fake friend named Eric, has a point.
Oh, Ferric.
The old dirty double Senning.
Yeah.
Your next one.
And Galvin sometimes looks like it sounds like whales.
Well, I don't know whether I did this one or not, so
We're
please
not
tell
going to tell
me.
you. We're not going to
All
tell you.
It has a video of this person on the monkey bars, and it says Sunday morning monkeying around.
Whoa.
I'm afraid
I don't feel comfortable answering this.
Well, then you're a racist.
One more time.
Done.
It has a video of this person on the monkey bars, and it says Sunday morning monkeying around.
Done.
Done.
Everybody's racist. Everybody's done. All right. Mike, how racist are you? Who is it?
Mo.
You say that's Mo. All right. Gio, can you beat that? Can you be more racist? Who do you say it is?
Maurice.
You say it's Mo. Carmen, what do you think?
That's Mo.
You say it's Mo. Spanish, put your peanut butter down. Who you got?
I went with Carmen.
You say it's Carmen.
I'll knock that peanut butter out of your hand.
What I did, I haven't eaten any.
He keeps on opening and looking at it and touching it.
Because it's
sneaking around and doing stuff.
it's leaking a little.
Weirdo.
All right, 3 of you said Mo. 1 of you said Carmen. Spanish, you still don't have any points. That was Mo. Mike, Gio, and Carmen all have 2 points. Spanish, 0 points. Peanut butter and a fake friend named Eric. All right, here we go. Next one. Let's see.
I feel like I won already.
No, you didn't.
No, not yet.
All right. This has a picture of a building, and on the side it says Gold Spot, we buy gold, and then it has OG, Original Groomer, and it says getting to know the new neighborhood. And then it has a picture with like the crazy eyes where it's like spirals, you know what I mean? An emoji.
And somebody who lives near a groomer. And what is the other thing?
We Buy Gold. We Buy Gold and OG Original Groomer.
Done.
It says getting to know the new neighborhood with an emoji. Spanish is done.
Done.
Mike's done. Carmen's done.
Done.
Gio's done. Spanish, you have 0 points. You're probably not going to win. Who you got?
I went with Monica.
You say Monica. All right. Mike Calta. You could win it all right here.
I feel like he had to get a new place because of his job. He lost some time, some hours. I said that's Coonsy.
You say that's Will Koontz.
man.
All right. Gio, who you got? You could win it all right here.
Monica.
You say that's Monica. Carmen, you could win it. Who do you think it is?
That's Emojica.
You say that's Monica. Somebody just won the game, and that is Mike Calta. That was Will Koontz. That was Will Koontz.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Ridiculous.
Eat a W. Did you see with Jameis Winston on Sunday Conversation?
It was awesome.
It was pretty good.
It was great.
Jameis is not a bad person. He's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
weird, right?
Yeah, he is weird.
He is
That's why I
weird.
love him. He's the best.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to somebody. Let me figure out who. Let's go over here to Deerfield Beach. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Mike.
Mike, you are the winner, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hold on. I'm going to give one more. Let's pick one more. In Sarasota. Good morning. Who's this?
Chase.
Chase, you're also a winner. Please hold, and Carmen will get you, and we'll hook you up with something. Okay, buddy?
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, no problem. You emotionless tool.
When they cut to in the Sunday Conversation, they cut to Glennie. He's dressed like a lobster.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Why are you dressed like a crab leg?" He's like, and James goes, "That's a lobster. I know my crab legs."
Yeah. It was good. I thought it was. He goes, "They ask you about crab legs?" All he goes, "All the time, everywhere." I have a theater room going in upstairs. This is going to be the spot to watch the stuff. I mean, we don't have opium up there yet, but we could.
I know where you can get some.
It's early. It's early. By opium, we mean like kava and kratom and legal stuff.
You and Ted Webb are the best I've ever seen at live reads.
Oh, really?
You're fantastic.
I don't even.
You're not reading.
Yeah,
And
no.
I just watched you look up in space and pull something out of the ether. That was pretty impressive.
Listen, can we talk about this for a second?
Please.
Not to blow smoke up anybody's ass, but it's easy when it's real. You know what I'm saying?
I understand wholeheartedly.
Like I had to read the Shark Coast one off the page, not because I don't love them and not that I'm great, but I don't know they're having an event and I don't know all those
Correct.
things.
Yes.
But I can tell you, if you said to me right now, do a 60-second commercial on Shark Coast, I could do it without looking
Yes,
at
you
any
could.
script because I know everything about them. But that's just it. That's real. Stingray Chevrolet, I could do it. I could do it about WeatherTight Windows. All these folks that I've been dealing with for years. I just believe in what they do, or else I wouldn't sell it.
I had many years. People were like, "Well, you don't sound like you're selling stuff," and I said, "Because I'm not."
Oh.
Now, there's one thing I remember trying to sell. I remember trying to sell heartburn pills.
Oh.
And I don't have heartburn. It lasted
yeah.
1 month. I couldn't do it.
But I'll tell you, I have some disappointments too. Good Feet store.
Okay.
The Good Feet store didn't allow it. If you're gonna do a campaign and let something run through, you have to let it go. It isn't always going to. A million people aren't going to show up your door the first day because I told them my feet feel better. You know what I mean? But over time, it was the one that I went to, felt an actual change in it, and then they canceled before, so it didn't work out. But yeah, I will only do an endorsement that I can personally say I have some experience with it, or else I'm lying to everybody, and I just can't lie.
Well, Ron and I did Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza for a while. We met Anthony. I met him. He said, "You guys are the best advertising I've ever done."
Yeah.
And then they got a new marketing girl, and they cut us. And sometimes marketing girls are the worst. Sometimes the worst.
Yeah, talk to the people at Disney. They seem to think that because you say poopy on the air or whatever we talk about here, that we're not a good audience for them, even though I would say a majority of the families going to, and I say families because I know there's plenty of mother-driven families that are going out there, but I say most of the families that you're marketed to, it's usually the dad who is making the bigger income out of the whole thing and paying for the whole trip. And they don't want to market towards the show that talks to more dads than anybody else.
Is Disney's reputation good right now?
I don't know. I don't know. No,
Lately,
yeah.
I haven't heard a whole lot of good things about. I'm not dogging them, but I haven't heard a lot of positive stuff.
Real quick, a minute ago, did you say you can't lie?
I can't lie to my listeners. I can lie to you
can't lie
guys.
to the listeners?
All right, let me. When it comes to clients of the radio station, I cannot lie to the listeners.
Thank you.
I am able to stretch the truth to benefit my needs at some point. Thank you. Do I like Spanish? No.
Oh.
Our lie detector found out that it was not a lie.
Yeah. Do I believe that he's here to serve a purpose, and we might as well appreciate him while he's here? Yes.
I mean, all right. That was nice. The second part was nice.
I'm keeping score. You don't come to a Pitbull Toddler concert, you just sunk down 3 notches on my
Gio
list.
never goes to any concerts.
Right. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
And Gio, who works 2 jobs and has a family and is also a soccer dad, he has a reason for not going.
He also has a real friend named Eric.
I have a real friend named Eric.
No.
Yeah.
Ferrick.
The idea that you blew us off for some chump that we never even heard of before, and that queer didn't even want to come to see our show makes me very mad.
He had a,
and by queer, I don't mean homosexual. I just mean queer.
He had a disc golf tournament, so he was doing that.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah, take the ass out of that. What do you have? Yeah. Are you being serious about that, or are you just like, what's the gayest thing I could say?
No, I was 100% serious.
Talking,
Yeah. I wasn't
I
in it.
said stop talking.
Yeah.
If he's trying to defend himself. No. Disc golf.
Disc golf. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's my buddy's thing. Yeah. What do you want?
Listen. The only thing worse than disc golf is foot golf, unless hold on.
Foot golf is fun.
All right, well, hold on. Foot golf better than disc golf. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But only good if you're playing with the Super Bowl kicker. That makes it okay. I'll go play foot golf with Martin Grammatica.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He didn't even do well. He was like in medium.
Eric?
Or in the middle. Yeah.
Only if you play with a Super Bowl kicker that you beat.
Oh.
Golf. Oh, what? Did I do that?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Did I do that?
I gotta tell you, Spanish. That makes me even hate you even more.
What did I do? Oh, I didn't go to
You
Football
blew
Toddler.
us off for disc golf, boy.
I'm sorry.
Can I save a lot of people a lot of time? You writing it and us putting it on our delete folder. Don't tell us how good disc golf is. Oh, you guys are really enjoying it. Stop it.
Yeah, I came close to blocking a couple of people this weekend. I don't know what more we could say. Stop sending us reels. If you send us a reel and you say, I know you probably saw this already, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see it already. I saw Britney Spears in her devil outfit.
Oh,
what
my
makes you think
God.
I didn't? I have the internet.
A ton of people sent me the Jameis Sunday conversation.
Sure.
And one guy literally said, I know you probably saw this, but just in case.
We don't rely on you to be the one to tell us if we did miss it. Hurts a lot.
Sorry, Michael.
Well, I mean, look, you make your life choices.
I do make my life choices.
Whatever you want to do.
Why do you say it like that?
Spanish is muscle. What's your muscle-bound friend's name? Is that in Spanish?
Mike. I was actually talking about
Mike Rice?
No.
He's a mess.
Who's that guy?
This guy's a mess.
Remember I was asking about their family the other day, Carajulo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Well, he came with a dignitary, and I sat him on the couch.
He's a big guy.
He just the way he was talking, like he's been through a lot. I don't know if it's a trauma thing, but the way he was speaking about women, I had to say, you need to sit down and
really
reestablish your life.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
No, you're 100% right.
Like he agreed with everything I said.
Yeah. I brought him over there because he needed a guy like Ian to talk
I'll sit
to
him down though.
Yeah.
You sit him down, I go, get him out of here.
Yeah.
No, I said to him, I go, do you see that you have an issue with women? He goes, what do you mean? I go, you're dating somebody, you're talking about 2 other ones, and you're also talking about 3 previous ones.
Oh, I like it.
I go, so you're just dating to bang. He goes, that's not true. I go, no,
sit down.
Let's think about it for a second. And he thought about it. He was like, man, Spanish, your guy's real dude. He's real.
Told you.
Reality is a son of a bitch.
It's weird. I do want to hang out with you, and I never want to hang out with Spanish. The more you talk, the less I want to hang out with
you. Can play chess.
Dignitary Club. Come for the kratom, stay for the advice.
Yeah.
The more gray you have in my beard, the more than your beard, not my beard. The more gray you have in your beard, the more you become my older, wise black friend.
Well, I mean, I'm okay. I mean, James Wilder Jr. calls me Unk. I'm in a weird place.
When's the last time you went to a strip club?
That's a great question. It's been I went to a seedy one probably about a year ago.
I went to a seedy one on Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say seedy, but
how many black people were there?
They're working or inside?
Inside.
A bunch.
Okay, then that's the barometer.
Well, but they were. It was a good class of people.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't feel
seedy and good class do not go together.
Well, seedy strip club is as opposed to high dollar, high end, like a Penthouse Club or
I'm talking
Dollhouse.
about by the Hooters in the back cut.
Oh,
like that. Those are.
Did you have to go across railroad tracks?
The one at Hillsboro.
That's not the original.
That's not the original. The one on Hill, to me, it was. The one on Hillsboro, the one back there behind HCC.
Yeah.
There's some ratchety ones back.
Well, I'd go to that.
Did you have to go across railroad tracks?
I don't know. I don't know how we got there.
That's good.
Three sets of railroad tracks.
How close is it to the airport? That's always good, too.
I got to tell you, for $1 million, I couldn't find my way back there without a GPS. I have no idea where we were. But it was good. And I didn't see one bullet wound, one stretch mark. There were some big girls there.
Yep, big.
My kind of place.
I wasn't mad at them.
Yeah.
Like, you go to a strip club, you want a little variety of weird stuff. They had
buffet.
Hot girls, medium-looking girls. They had, this guy got a lap dance for the first time in how many years?
At any point, you throw money at some girl and yell, "Make it clap."
I have never
Pick it
thrown
up.
money
Make
at a
it
girl
clap.
ever in my
No?
life. No.
Excuse me, miss. Will you make it clap?
I'm not the guy to throw money at a girl.
No?
No.
Oh,
I feel
you're
like it's
missing
the
out.
most demeaning thing.
You're missing out.
I don't get it. Hand her 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throw it at her.
Like, if you're going to throw it up in the air, like in
Yeah.
a celebration, but I've seen people throw money
Oh,
at the
no, I don't mean
girls.
like wad it up and hit her in the face with
No,
it. I mean,
but I
like,
mean, just like even throwing it at her
No,
feet
no,
is
no.
weird to me.
toss them up in the air, make it clap.
No.
I don't know if I've ever even spent $200 at a club in my life.
I didn't. I was with people that were generous. I
was at clubs. The money, like I went with Broderick Thomas, and he had to put $10,000 on the table.
Oh, really?
Just for girls to come and take the 20 at a dance.
Really?
So every girl in the club was with us.
Yeah.
And all the other guys were hating us.
Of course.
And then it wasn't my money though.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he could use that $10,000 today.
Yeah. How much money do you have to have before you're spending $1,000 at a strip club? I have $1,000, but I'm not. I just can't waste my money.
Okay, well,
like I'm not cheap. Like the people that I with, they paid for my lap dance, but then I tipped the girl on top of that. Like I feel like she earned it.
Well, back in the day, the money was obviously different. But when you talk about guys like Patrick Mahomes, every Monday they're making $2.5 million.
Yeah, that's
every
different.
Monday.
That's you better bring $10,000 to the strip club.
Well, back when I was young, and if you got $2 million signing bonus, that was the equivalent. If you had $2 million,
but you got to keep it until your second bonus because that first $2 million goes quick.
No, all real fast.
Yeah,
Listen, I know Keith McCants was the first pick in my draft, and that money was gone quick.
He blew through.
But I used to sit Keith down on everything I love. Keith, sit down. You're not gonna have a damn penny.
Yeah.
You see all these cats here sitting around that don't love you. I go, tell them you don't have money and see what happens.
Right.
I think who was it? There was some comedian said, Fat Joe. He said to all those people, I ain't got money no more. I'm done. He said 3 people stayed and they're still with him. He goes, there was 50, and I said, guys, I don't have no more money. And they all disappeared.
Yeah.
So those guys will disappear. They're just leeching off you.
Oh yeah.
And he had no money. He died in crack houses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird because I don't have a lot of people around me, but I feel like the ones that I do have would be there if I had nothing.
Well, you're a selective person. Keith was different.
I like
he was easily manipulated.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm saying that nicely.
He was always such a nice guy, and then
He's the nicest guy that anybody can manipulate him.
I picked him on the death pool.
Money out of his pocket. I could do that.
I picked him on the death pool, and he got mad at me on Twitter.
He didn't have a harmful bone in his body. Just a beautiful person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cheat off him in school.
You know, I'm real surprised by that died was what's his name that played for the Bucks? Good looking guy.
Demetrius DeBose?
No. Recently,
Vincent Jackson.
Yeah.
A month before he died, he was at Dignitary Cafe.
Yeah.
And there was a football going on, and he sat with all the women. And after he left, every woman said, first of all, it's the most beautiful man I've ever met.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's the nicest, sweetest. This is what's crazy. Every time you see somebody commit suicide, they show a picture of them that day, and they're happy.
Yeah.
So you just never know where somebody is in their life. You never know.
No, but I don't. Did he commit suicide?
Well, he was in a hotel room all by himself in Brandon.
But I just assume
away from his family, and
I assume he had a fight with his wife.
He had a lot of issues.
Yeah,
I heard. I knew a lot of people very close to the situation. During COVID, he had issues with drinking. And during COVID, like they said, at 9 o'clock in the morning, he'd be on a Zoom call, hammered drunk. So it was going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's a shame. But that was, to me, somebody that in my casual run-ins with him never had saw anything
One
but
of the
good.
nicest.
Yeah, nice dude.
So
Never, and I've been with him in social situations where he wasn't drinking too much. Or,
everybody liked Vincent Jackson.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's a shame. It really is.
It really was.
Because there's so many scumbags in my life that.
Right. Why didn't you go?
Yeah.
Right.
How are you still around? Hey, so on Friday at about in the afternoon, I'm on Instagram and I get an alert Warren Sapp is live.
Okay.
So I flip over and I click on it and I start watching it. And he's at a Hall of Fame event, and you could see by his camera sleeve that he's got his gold jacket on, and there's a bunch of Hall of Famers in the room with him. And Warren loves football.
He does,
and he has a great admiration for the other Hall of Famers. So he's going up to the Hall of Famers, going, "What's your number? What's your number?" Because they open their jacket and their number is stitched inside.
Okay.
So he's going up to some old codgers. He's going up to some. I mean, there were old guys that were so old I didn't recognize them. Then he's going up to famous players and all these people, and then he looks over and he goes, "Hey, look over there, you Cowboys fans. There's Jerry Jones." And there was Jerry Jones standing there, and Warren goes, "Hey, Jerry, how about them Cowboys?"
You make him cry.
Is that a diss, though?
Yes.
Is that a diss?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the next part of it.
it?
This guy next to him, this old codger, leans in. He goes, "You better be careful." And Sapp looks at him and he says, "Oh, you know me. I have no problem picking the skin off that scab."
He really doesn't, though. He's not scared of much.
He's not scared at all.
Warren is one of those, and you know Warren personally, okay?
Yeah.
Somewhere along your relationship, he's going to chin check you. And then if you pass the test, you and Warren will be fine forever.
Yes.
Then you can bust balls and do whatever.
Yeah.
If you fail the chin check, then he's going to come at you, and it's going to be a one-sided relationship that's not going to work.
I think he and I get along. You're right. We had those moments back in the day. I think he and I get along because I don't care enough about football to like Warren. Like, I'm not I'm not hanging out with him because he's a football player. I couldn't care less.
Yep.
To me, I've known him since he was a kid and I was a kid, and he is still the same goofy son of a bitch. He makes me laugh. We have good conversation when we eat dinner and stuff, and I don't care that he plays football. It means nothing. I know, like, sometimes I look across and I'm like, not necessarily Warren, but sometimes I'm with people and I'm like, this guy is a Hall of Fame player or wherever, and I'm like, can't believe I'm chilling out with him. But Warren's not that guy. I'm like, oh, dummy, you know?
Well, I have a weird relationship with a lot of these guys like Derek Brooks and John Lynch and Warren Sapp. I was in the locker room when they walked in.
Yeah.
So they look at me a little different.
Yeah.
Like Warren said something to me the other day, and I never thought about this. He goes, "You know what, Beck?" I go, "What?" He goes, "You're one of the only MFers in the world ever put their hands on me." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You were blocking me in practice in my rookie year. That's the only time I was ever blocked."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, okay." I'm like, "Okay." So Derek looks at me differently. When I see Mike Allstott, I'm busting him. I'm like, call him the tallest midget. You know what I mean? So everybody's like, "You talk to Mike Allstott that way?" I go, he carried my shoulder pads. Like, I'm not going to bow to Mike Allstott.
Yeah.
You know?
I will tell you, though, I feel like I'm pretty close with him for knowing him as long as I do. And when I'm with Mike Allstott, I'm like, great guy, great dude, love hanging out with him, could drink, have fun, party. Super sweet.
Yep.
But when I watch those highlight videos, I'm still like, God damn, look at him. He is amazing.
Mike, first of all, I love Mike, okay? Yeah. Once again, wouldn't cheat off him on a test.
Yeah.
but if you need 1 yard, and I would say this, if people are like, Mike Allstott's overrated, okay, I will say this. You can put Mike Allstott's 10 best runs against anybody ever on the planet.
Yeah.
He was that good.
He was that good.
And then John Gruden stopped giving him the ball.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
People. No, not really.
Well, not
really. Not when you dig deep.
Yeah. Holy cow, Mark Allstott, you're the best.
Mark, yeah.
I got to take a break because we got a guest coming up at 9:30. You're welcome to hang and stay here.
Chill.
Chris Hardwick is going to join us. He's got a new show that he's doing that I think is on the app only. Like, that's the way to do things now, to watch things on apps. And you can. And the best part about that for me is you can watch it at any time. You don't have to wait for something to come on. But it's about auctions, and he's such a pop culture guy. This is right up his alley. But I do have another job that I think he would have been better for. So we'll talk to him about that when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. Chris Hardwick next on 102.5 The Bone. My daughter, we had a birthday cake for my daughter this weekend. I did not eat it. And I was so proud of myself. And
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Then my son had Rita's Italian Ice. And he's like, I don't want this. You want it? I go, yeah, I do.
No.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Oof. It was a very important, very hard struggle weekend.
Sorry, Mike.
Kind of the way you and Eric were
But you look great.
dealing with.
Oh well, he didn't win his tournament, but
Was that what he was in town for?
Yes.
You didn't even come to
And
see
so
you.
you were a side
Yeah.
action?
Side piece.
Yeah. The last time he was here was for my 30th birthday.
And how old are you now?
36. So I said, well, he's got a kid now.
And you pushed all of us aside for this fair weather friend who just stopped to say hi to you.
He's not fair weather. He's been
Good
there
luck
for
with
me
your next
for
birthday.
What?
Whatever that
What do you
is.
mean?
All right, we got to go to the hotline. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back to the show. This is Chris Hardwick. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How's it going?
Were you missing? They said they couldn't find you.
No, so I'm doing a radio tour today for this for the auction show that I did, and they said, "Oh, it starts at 6:30," but what it actually was supposed to start at was 6:25.
Oh,
all in at 6:25 so that we'd be live at 6:30. But I called in at 6:30, like, "Hello, everyone," and they're like, "Where have you been for 5 minutes?"
Everybody stresses out. Anyway, you're here now, so it doesn't matter.
You know, I worked in live radio. I know, like, that it is, when people listen to you, I don't think they realize, like, how much skill and work it takes to keep a several-hour radio show, not only going, but, like, on time. It is remarkable. So I apologize. I hope you can forgive me.
Do you know, though, that part of me, and I'm sure this isn't a lot of the shows on your tour are going to be like this, say, part of me almost hopes you don't call so we could just talk bad about you after that.
Because that's actually better content. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like,
not specifically you. I happen to be a fan of yours. I like you a lot. Like, I couldn't. All I'd have to say is, "Oh, he didn't call." But sometimes when people we're not even sure if we should have them on, they're like so happy.
You know what's really funny about that is I completely support and understand where you're coming from, because when I worked in radio, when I did morning radio for a few years, it was the same kind of thing. And then it's like, well, how can you not take it personally? Why didn't when you don't know what happened? Like, oh, maybe their car broke down and they couldn't get to but you're still like, how dare they? This is unforgivable. Like, you really. And you're also tired because you have to get up at 3:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's all of those things add up. So if I had missed the call, I would have supported that. But thank you for taking me a few minutes late.
Well, listen, it all worked out perfect. Chris Hardwick has a show called Up for Auction, which is available on the CW app. Now, it says you're an avid collector, and I know you're a pop culture guy and all that stuff, but what do? Do you collect anything specific? Because I collect a lot of garbage.
Well, my wife and I both collect stuff. My wife collects horror movie props, so she has like original Gremlins and just stuff from different horror movies. And I collect. I have a lot of comedy movie props, so I have stuff from Back to the Future. I have the Rick Moranis' helmet from Spaceballs. I have that I was able to get Mel Brooks and Rick Moranis to both sign. So it's like we collect all this stuff, but together we collect a lot of Disney stuff, like Disneyana, like Disney Cells, Disneyland, Disney World Park memorabilia, like stuff that lived in the park, and then they, swap it out for newer stuff, and so then it just kind of goes out into the world. And so there's this really great auction house in LA that sort of became like the premier Disney auction house. And I just said to them, like, this is such an amazing process. Would you ever want to do a show about it? And they said, it just so happens the single largest Disney collection in the world is about to go up for auction. This was last year. And so, they let us kind of film it. And also it was just like an excuse to kind of get close to all these really, iconic historical items, and to just kind of... These are like, they're just like pieces of art, but also pieces of history, and everyone kind of has some sort of a personal story connected to the park, depending on the ride or what era it was. So
let me ask you,
it's a really lovely show.
Do you how old of a guy are you?
Oh God, do we have to? I'm 52.
I was gonna say I have Google. I can just find out in 2 seconds. I'm 52 also. Do you?
Right.
I am. So I mean, I could know. I just wonder if you ever do what I do. Like I have a gazillion autographed guitars. I have football jerseys. I have a Funko Pops. Like I have a bunch of stuff. But at some point in my 52 years, I stopped and I went, "What's the end game? Like, what what am I doing with all this garbage? Like, I felt like first of all, my kids couldn't care less about it. Like, they don't want it when I die. What am I doing with all of it? Like, I mean, I still enjoy it and I still collect, but I don't really know what the end game is. It's going to be just a headache for my wife when I die.
Well, I have a couple of thoughts about that, because that is sort of the long-running philosophical question of the collector is, what do you do with all this stuff? And I think there's something very specific about our human brains, which are, animal at the stem of the brain. So I think there's something that motivates us to, must collect things that relate to one another, But also, I do think that there is that kind of why do I have so much stuff, George Carlin did a whole routine about how we collect stuff and how we, just amass stuff. But I do think that you and we are also kind of preserving these things for future generations, because what will happen is eventually someday in several decades, when you and I are no longer around, those things will filter out back into the world to people who will hopefully cherish them. And that's kind of what these auctions do. Yeah. And by the way, if your wife is tired of all your stuff and you want to get rid of it, then you can give it to an auction house, and they can. The great thing about the auction houses is that that the people who get those things really want them.
Yeah.
So they will cherish and protect them. But there's, it's not like there's a museum to protect and preserve Disney park stuff, ride cars and things that were in Haunted Mansion and stuff. So it's kind of up to private collectors to do that. But with the auctions, you can also spend $50 and get something meaningful to you from the park. So you don't have to spend a ton of money.
That's true. I've gotten some really good stuff on the cheap on the auctions. Most of them will go for charity and all that stuff. But the show is called Up for Auction. It's available on the CW app. It's Chris Hardwick. Can I tell you what show I thought you would be fantastic for? Is the minute that Pat Sajak said he was going to retire, I thought you would have been great at doing Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, you know what? I actually, if they had offered it to me, I would have done it. That show is fun. Yeah.
I mean, you have the right.
That's a fun show.
You have the right mentality for it. You're just a very. You're pleasant on TV. I just think that would have been great for you. Plus, I hear they bang them all out in 30 days and make a ton of money on them. That would be a good gig.
Oh yeah, it is pretty quick. It is pretty good. But you know what? They picked a great host, so I have no regrets about that. But if they had asked, I probably would have been like, oh my god, of course. I mean, it's a legendary show.
Well, look, you do good as a game show host, and I will check out Up for Auction, and then I will sit there and I will contemplate what two 52-year-olds with a house full of garbage are going to do one day with all their stuff. I hope the rest
complain about how we don't have room for anything.
Yeah, exactly. I hope the rest of your tour goes well, my man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Next time I will be a minute early. Thank you so much.
We're all good. Thanks, brother. Take it easy.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
There you go, Chris Hardwick. He's a good dude. Yeah. I don't care that he was late. It's the ones that they go, hey, we can't find the guy. He's supposed to do a radio tour, and we can't find them. And then they don't call in, or they call in, and then they call in an hour later. They're like, okay, we have him. Yeah, like, we're doing a show. So
Adam Devine.
Oh,
right?
yeah, twice.
Yeah, from Workaholics, and
yeah. Also,
Bailed.
what really bothers me about Adam Devine is that he is scheduled to be on the show. He doesn't come on the show twice. We say F him, and it doesn't affect his life whatsoever. He just goes on being a rich superhero Hollywood guy, and we're like,
he thinks about us from time to time. He thinks
never, ever
we pop into his brain. He's like, I'm really hurt by that.
Yeah, I don't care. But I like Chris Hardwick. Chris Hardwick is a guy, I wouldn't bring it up to him, but he got canceled for a little while.
Yeah, well, they tried to.
They tried to cancel
all BS,
him. Yeah, and that was the thing. And I really think that people have to stop and take these things case by case, or else too many people are going to end up getting canceled.
Didn't he end up proving that girl made all the stuff up? Yeah. But at that point, he'd already been,
You know who another guy out there is? Trevor Bauer, the pitcher. Who was with, I think, the Dodgers for a while, that whole thing. So he had a gag order where you couldn't talk about it at all. And there was a girl who said that he had rough sex with her and punched her and did all this stuff. And it comes out where he was able to get her texts and all the different stuff and then be able to talk about it because they both dropped their lawsuits against each other. And he said, but I want to be able to talk about it and I want to be able to show the stuff. and he showed that she was in bed with him, and she took a picture while he's sleeping. The morning of when she supposedly got beaten up, not a mark on her face, whatever, and she's talking to some other girl, and she's like, get that bag, get all his money. He's worth this much, because he's worth millions and millions of dollars. And then he got totally screwed and had to go over and play over in Japan. So now he's on his way back, trying to get back into Major League, and I don't know whether he will. He said that he lost over $300 million because of that.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
Because of all of his endorsements, because of all of his money playing, all the different stuff. Yeah. And the legal fees and everything else. $300 million in future earnings.
Remember we had the Andy Signor on.
Yeah.
And he got kicked out of the company that he created and built.
Yeah.
And then come to find out that the girl had been lying about it all years later once he had lost everything. Yeah.
I don't look, it's no secret that I've been in some legal issues in the last couple of years, and the worst part about it is I spend my life in the last 30 years on the radio telling you everything, and the first thing they tell you is don't talk about it. Well, how do we not talk about it? I'm innocent, and I have an answer for every accusation that's being thrown at me, and they go, don't talk about it. And I by they I say my lawyers, the company, or whatever. I can tell you why everything that's being said is wrong and incorrect and this, that, and the other thing. The one opportunity that I've ever had to do that put another guy out of business because I told the truth. And when something happens, if I'm able to go ahead and explain it, it would make me feel so much better. But the best thing to do is just shut your mouth about it. But it doesn't hurt anybody more than a radio guy because we're used to talking about. I've told you people, I've told you that my butt bled. I told you that I wrote a love letter to Richie Sambora, which wasn't really a love letter, but I've said the most embarrassing things in my life on this show. I confessed to all of you that I was molested as a kid, and you all mocked me and said I was not molested. I have been rejected so many times. You think I would learn to stop telling the truth, and then when I want to tell the truth, I can't, and it hurts bad. So I get it, man. I get it. I feel bad for all these guys. In all honesty, and I hate to point Gio out on this because no, it's definitely nothing that's true. But Gio is, you're the newest person on the show. If somebody comes in tomorrow and says, Gio was at his daughter's game and he did something inappropriate with one of the other girls on the team, horrible. If you came to us and you said, "Is that Gio?" We'd go, "No, definitely not." No. Turns out it was a parent trying to get money out of Gio, and it wasn't true. Forever, that's still tied to Gio.
Oh, yeah.
He did nothing, and it would still be tied to Gio.
For the record, that did not happen.
That's not true. That definitely happened. Very
For anyone
inappropriate.
that clipped this audio, that did not happen.
No,
I told you about the guy that I knew that it was a doorman, and he was dating a girl, and she had 2 young daughters, and they said that he molested them, and then it went to court, and it came out that the older daughter said to the younger sister, "We don't like him, let's get rid of him," and they made the whole thing up. So the guy was in jail the whole time, then gets out, then the newspaper prints a story. It was all made up, it was a lie, this and that. All the comments, "I can't believe you let this scumbag out of jail." And it's like, it was all
it's all a lie.
like it says it right there in the story above you. How can you not figure that out?
You are guilty until proven innocent.
Right.
No.
And you're
Even
guilty.
even
You're
proven
guilty once
innocent.
you're accused.
And even then, you're still guilty.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy. Unless they have a transcript from your chat thing, then you're guilty.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
That's toughy.
I had to tell you, this weekend I got so mad at Medicine Man.
What did he do?
What?
He won't stop calling me.
I got a million voicemails.
I don't know what was wrong with him this year. This weekend. He called me 1,000 times.
You're saying he usually doesn't call you?
Call me once a weekend.
Right.
Call me once every other day. Leave me a voicemail. I mean, he would call, hang up, call a little later, call in, and it's alerting me every time he calls and leaves a message. And I delete every message. I don't listen to a second of it.
Was there a concert
That's
or something?
gotta be.
Something
Gotta
you
be.
desperately wanted to get into?
I don't know.
Like time-sensitive matter?
I don't think so because I have the transcript of the thing, and I look down, it would just say Super Bowl, and I just delete it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm on the Super Bowl.
Calvin, that was 100% one of the things he said. 100%. I'm very excited because I'm going out of town this weekend, but it just got me starting to think about travel and how close the cruise is.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the cruise over the weekend, so I'm very excited for this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now, Joe,
Yes, Michael.
you are still coming alone?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Oh, a little hesitation.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know what you're talking about.
On the cruise.
Yeah, now I know.
Oh, jeez.
What?
That's actually not the ending music. That's just in Joe's brain.
What?
Thank you to Chris Hardwick for joining the show.